Okay, mics should be hot now. You guys should be hearing us. Hey, good to see all of you. Select Striker, thank you so much. Not great RPG, always great RPG. Good to have you on. Pat66. I know your work schedule's been crazy, but thank you so much for being on with us today. Stolak. Rory, thanks for the sub. Pat, thank you for the sub. And we're going to get started here in just a couple of minutes. We might be a moment late today getting started. Everyone's kind of coming in hot here real quick, and we're going to be kicking off the live. Should be a fun day, and we're going to have a giveaway today. Another exciting day with our original sponsor, Dragon Crafting Guild. They sent me some new trays, and it's going to be fun. So thanks everybody for being with us. We'll get started in just a minute.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Seekzilla. Man, you've been such an awesome participant. Like, just thank you very much. We appreciate that. And a DM advantage. Now we appreciate that even more. You are a good man, sir. All right, so.
I'll hang you from the bells.
All right, so everybody is responsible now for tracking your own advantages. They've just gotten so crazy, I can't keep up. So I need you to be honest and make sure you track them properly.
Are you too, sir?
I will. It's hard to remember between my two streams, which ones I've got on which stream, but we appreciate that. And Seekzilla, there's a special place for you in heaven, sir, when you give the DM advantages like that. Right. And let's see here, make sure all mics are hot, maybe except Cade, as Cade is continuing to devour chips. Yeah. Everybody looks good. All right. No, Pat, I'm sure he spelled that correctly. And we'll get started in just a minute.
Take whatever dice you need or want. And I have more in here too, so if you can't find something. I'm just trying to find my base sets here.
D4.
There should be. There's one right there. I have at least a few. Okay. So those, and then there's more in here. So if you want to look through any of those.
Word.
I can tell you, these ones, they're really cool, but they don't roll particularly well, so you might want to skip those ones. The seashell ones are the ones I got for Millie, and they're pretty, but they don't really roll that well for me. But they might roll better for you than they do for me. I have other sets that I prefer to use for her.
Well, risk it.
Alright, go for it. You are welcome to roll whatever dice you want.
I'll go with green.
Oh yeah, those are good ones. Alright. Take that down to nothing.
Hey, Steve, good to see you, Blood Wild. Thanks for joining us today. And let's watch the quick video from our amazing sponsor, Dragon Crafting Guild.
D20,
We actually are doing a giveaway today from DCG.
D8.
And so it's a good time to watch one of their videos. Hang on one second here. Whoops, that's not the one I wanted.
That one's goes back up.
Go.
I think that's all I need.
Okay,
And
because did you get your percentile? Okay, you got
Yeah.
percentile, okay.
Rolls against us.
Yep.
So,
Save
don't
that
use it
for
against us.
everything
Try that
other
again.
than-
Why is that audio not popping up? That's weird. And here we go. Welcome everyone. And thank you for joining us. I'm going to go ahead and mute my mic for a second while I tuck it in here so everyone doesn't hear me. And welcome to our session. How you doing, Solomon?
Doing great.
You feeling pretty good today?
I am. Got the
should
job
be.
this week.
Awesome!
Nice.
Very nice.
Excellent.
Looking forward to that a little bit.
Well, congrats on that, and also congrats on a great week last week. And we'll get into this if we talk about what happened last time. But of course, you had the glorious kill on Lucretia, and that celebratory huzzah is featured on our Instagram. Thank you so much for pulling that together, Evelyn. And then also,
I got Sanisha. He got
Lucretia. That's exactly right. And then, of course, the probably the highlight of the show at the very end, but we'll save that when we go through what happened last time. So we'll start out with a thank you to all of our sponsors. Reminder again today.
Ability is a
Our original sponsor, John from Dragon Crafting Guild, he has sent us a new batch of trays. This one is so pretty. The blue of that eye, it sparkles, it just pops. And he's got new light up ones that are going to be coming as well. But we're going to give this guy away today, and we'll have that giveaway toward the end of the stream. And then, of course, we are also sponsored by Frederica Draws. She does all the artwork. Now, Eamon, I do owe you some artwork for your character, and that is forthcoming. However, I have another top secret project that she's working on for me right now, and so it's going to be another week probably before we have your PC artwork done, but we'll have it done pretty soon. Cool. And the top secret project is related to one of the other announcements we want to make, which is our virtual Greyhawk Con coming up October 2nd through the 4th. There'll be 2 streams for Blue Box. One will be on Friday, October 2nd, and the other will be on Sunday, October 4th. The one on the 2nd is an open campaign. So it's actually, we've got players that have signed up who don't normally play with Blue Box, and there's a pretty good cast, really good role players. And then you can sign up to join that. Then on Sunday, our Greyhawk Awakening group will be playing on that day, and you can sign up for that. So go ahead and go on to the, I'm sure it's already popped into the chat, because that's how good she is. You can sign up there, and make sure you don't just sign up for Greyhawk Con and get an account, but make sure you also go directly to the Blue Box site and sign up for those 2 events so you can get your tickets. There's like 200 tickets available, I think, for each one. They're free, but you have to sign up for those as well, so please do that. And then just a couple other thoughts. We just really appreciate all the support of the community. Christoph, Greyhawk Online, the Orth Journal, just a fantastic group of folks over there. Carlos Lysing, who joined us last week from Castle Entertainment, a really cool guy. And of course our own Jay Scott, Lord Gasumba, who's been a fantastic sponsor of our Greyhawk campaign. So thank you to all of our sponsors, and of course our newest one is Mantic Games, and their Terrain Crate Actually, they're just waiting for me. I'm actually going to get back to them tomorrow and tell them the things I want. But they're going to provide terrain crate materials for our gaming table and then also for giveaways. So we're going to have some really incredible stuff from Mantic Games. Again, shout out to Steve, Bloodwild SW, who made that connection for me. And we are super excited about our newest sponsor. And we're working on some other things. So we've got some other pretty neat things coming up here. New sponsors. Just stay connected to what we're doing here at Blue Box. All right. All that's out of the way. Let's talk about what happened last time.
Alright, so at the beginning of our last session, we were in a bit of a pickle with both Cade and Solomon charmed and facing Irda and Eamon in a pretty bad situation. Cade actually was the first to attack and
Rolled amazingly.
the
situation got worse.
critted Eamon with a 99 on the percentile.
I think it was a 109.
And
Technically.
it was 109 with the 10
exactly.
from the nat 19.
Which actually, hold on. So that's something I wanted to look up. Let me double check that. I think the 99 would have been worse because the 109 had the benefit of giving you 6 rounds. Let me see.
When it's
Right,
the
Some of
doubles,
the other
when,
things that
when they're the doubles, it's
Yeah.
worse.
Right, exactly. So hold on. Let's see with the 99 on that. So you got the 109, which was down, dies from internal bleeding and shock in 6 rounds. So you had that 99 would have been strike through the neck, backbone and sever
Severed,
spine,
yep.
paralyzed from the neck down, which we actually had. That's been a popular crit for us on the
yeah.
puncture side of the tape.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
and so the way these work is you have puncture, you have crush. So if you're using a spear or a rapier, you're hitting the puncture, or like an arrow is a puncture table. If you're slashing, a long sword, two-handed weapon, that's going to go on the slash table. If it's a crushing weapon, a mace, a two-handed warhammer, that goes on the crush table. And yeah, it was actually oddly lucky for you. A 109 was not as bad as a 99 would have been.
yes, yeah.
But before he fell to his to that blow from Cade, due to his orcish nature, he was able to get one dispel magic spell off and was able to free Solomon of his
Which was
charm.
pretty critical in that combat. It really was.
Yeah, that really turned the tide for us. And so Irda was able to actually get to Eamon, heal him, stabilize him, and then heal him again with Shalelu putting a potion down his throat so that we had our mage. And he was able to dispel Cade eventually during the combat. So for a brief moment, all 4 of the PCs were ready to go.
Which, by the way, again, shout out to Cade. The most effective combat Cade has ever had against his own party. It was fantastic. He was devastating.
And then immediately, Lucretia cast a sleep spell, which everyone saved from except for poor Cade, who was knocked.
It was actually a deep slumber spell, so even worse than just sleep. Yep.
Yep. And so Ray basically spent the rest of the combat trying to wake Cade up, including by dumping a shocking flask down his throat, which caused him 8 points of damage, but didn't wake him up. But there was the combat raged on. Irda got several good blows against Lucretia. Solomon got several good blows against Lucretia. He also took several.
I don't think I hit.
You hit a couple times. But he also took quite a bit of damage from her. And we actually had another kind of critical Eamon move when he pushed her back, and so it lost her initiative for that round.
Yep.
We basically got her cornered, and Irda dealt some more damage, and Solomon, with a massive 53 points of damage, got the tell me what it looks like, to which he finished her off in most glorious fashion, and then to add to the moment, said, "That was for my brother."
That was for my brother. I love that role. The way you connected that and brought that all together, it actually seemed like you were paying attention. So that was good.
See, 53 points of damage back when I had my real sword, that wouldn't be that big, but with the stupid little long sword,
That stupid little long
well,
sword, yeah.
kind of impressive.
And so for our viewers, what happened to your beautiful serrated blade from Thistletop?
That rat, can't. Our lovely former acquaintance, Ixon, stole it from me, and I'm gonna kill him.
Good.
So you can get it back.
Yeah.
All right, well said.
And then there was a lot of searching of the room and the body. Cade got a fancy new rapier and a pendant off of her. Solomon also got a rapier, but his isn't as fancy. Irda actually found some maps that note dealing with Hook Mountain, Viperwall, Lurkwood, and Mokmorian was mentioned on the map for Hook Mountain.
Which was also a name you heard from Lucretia's lips
yes.
as well. Yeah.
And then Shalelu went into the other room to be with the fallen Jakardros, to which Irda followed her and told her that the influence that he had on everyone else would be what it was his greatest gift to the world, and that Shalelu asked for him to be properly given burial rites. To which Irda, said of course, and the party all carried both Jakardros and Vale down to the courtyard and gave them full burial rites, and laid them with their weapons. And Irda took a lock of hair from Kib to lay with Jakardros as well.
And of course, you had Shalelu there with you, kind of helping with Kib at that point, but of course she's grieving deeply for the loss of her stepfather. After finally being reconnected, losing him, she's like a shell.
And Solomon actually made a really kind gesture by collecting the wildflowers around the fort and laying them on the graves.
Kind of touching.
And then, as Kib, was laying on the grave of Jakardros, Solomon kind of approached the bear, and there was some animal handling checks made, and
Some really good. A nat 19 on yours.
And Kib kind of gave Solomon a few sniffs and then laid his head on Solomon's lap, and that's where we ended last time.
He's mine. That sounds like a villain. He's mine. No, hey, thank you, Lord Forth. Good to see you. Hey, Pat66, look. Look, I don't want to cause any domestic strife, but let your wife know the Harry Potter movies will be there later tonight. This stream is only going to be here for the next 2.5 hours, so make your choices. I'm just don't take any advice from me on marital stuff. Don't do that. Okay, so let's go through and introduce all the characters, and let's start on this side. Cade, give us your class, your level, and a little bit about Cade Cardinal.
Oh, I don't like going first. Huzzah! We'll start that way. I'm Captain Cade Cardinal.
Hi, Cade.
Hi, Cade. I'm a level 9 swashbuckler. I like gold, old women, and rum. Always give me some good rum. And I'm a pretty good friend.
You're a good friend, and who do you not like right now?
Oh! Well, I'll tell you who I do not like. Well, he's a certain landlubber named Cayman. And he lied about the rum. I'll deal with him later.
Well, he's dead, so...
Yeah.
Well, I'm still gonna deal with him.
Double kill him.
I plan on it. All right, go ahead.
All right, let's go to our newest player, Chris, who plays Eamon.
I am Eamon, level 7 magus, and new to the party, only third
Third session?
Third session.
Really
Yeah.
2.5 because you sat for a while in the first one.
Yeah, true. He prefers to keep his identity hidden.
His face covered in wraps. You saw just little glimpses of
Who
scarring.
is the man under the mask?
Yeah, exactly, yes. All right.
I am Baron Solomon Frost. I'm a level 8 human cavalier, and I finally have a bear. And I'm quite thrilled about that, to say the least.
Alright, I am Irda Leandriel. I am a level 8 Skald / level 1 paladin, Asimar, and I am the sanity in this crazy group.
Desanity or desanity?
The sanity.
No, like the only sanity. I think that's, although I think Eamon's actually bringing a good.
We're still.
That the jury's still out.
Yeah, it really is. Yes.
Who
but I mean,
knows?
compared to Ixon, yeah,
Really stable right now.
All right, so we're going to get started, and again, reminder, we have a giveaway today. This Dragon Crafting Guild dice tray. This one's really pretty. Dragon Eye, blue. You can't really see it too well in the cam, but everything sparkles. It is glorious, and thank you so much to John. All right, so we're going to kick it off, and let me kill the pleasant ambi. That's always, I've said it before, Adrian von Ziegler. I don't know if it's Ziegler. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. He has license-free music on YouTube, and I'm so thankful for it. I always shout him out. He's got great stuff, and we appreciate those that contribute to the community. And yes, here is the holy rager of the group.
That's true.
No doubt about it. All right, so you are still, we're going to go theater of mind for a moment. You're still in the courtyard of Fort Rannoch. And I'll pull up the image of Fort Rannoch for all of you and then show it to our viewers as well. You have just laid, whoops, not that one, wrong one, this one. You have just laid the body of Jakardros and Vale to rest. You've had Kib, the bear, who was the familiar companion of Jakardros, who showed Ursine grief. You know, he was just absolutely wrought with grief. But then through the animal handling, through both what Irda did, through what Shalelu did, and then eventually Solomon's just continuous advances.
At first you don't succeed.
Try again. And Kib laid his head in Solomon's lap with a heavy sigh, which resulted in that exultory celebration at the end of last session, and that's exactly where we'll pick up. So it is daylight, but you see heavy clouds coming over, roiling in the sky above, really thick, dark clouds. And we'll start there. So let's go to a little bit dimmer scene, not too dim. And with that, we begin.
Looks like there is a storm coming. We should probably get back inside. I know that it is probably not the best to try to ride in this.
It's a fairly light rain. The clouds do look threatening, but nothing too heavy downpouring currently. You hear some distant thunder.
I think that's probably a good idea.
This is a safe enough place for now, at least.
I mean, we are in the fortress.
Yes,
You
and
just
we
put
can
the gate down.
close the portcullis. Yes.
All right. So who does that?
I'll close the portcullis.
All right. As you walk over, you pass so many dead bodies, fallen black arrows, ogre, half ogre, these odd sort of twisted, genetically inbred creatures you pass. You see the body of Caven still lying on the ground.
Or do I spy that landlubber Bildrat?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey! There he is!
Yep.
Hey!
Where we left him.
What?
Right where we left him.
Well, we're not gonna leave him there. You know why? Because that Bildrat deserves a second time around. So,
Shalelu says, "Why, Cade? What is your grievance with him? He's dead."
He lied about the rum. So, I look in my sack, I take out the rope, and I look for some parchment, and I look for something to write on it, and I put that rope around his neck. Look for a tree. I hoist him up.
With one arm?
Onesie.
So you already have. I know you have parchment And you have a charcoal pencil in your inventory, so that's not a problem. You have rope, but you still have one arm. Yes.
I still have one arm. But you know what? I'm going to work at this. Because I want to take full advantage. I throw the rope over once. Miss. Ah, drat. I throw the rope over twice. Missed again. 3 times a charm. Goes up over the branch and I hoist him. I'm strong, you know, so I hoist him.
Okay, but so my only concern with this is, so hoisting, you pull down,
You're
then
right.
what do you, now you,
I take my foot.
no, there's
My foot.
well,
I
like-
put it.
Okay, all
I've
right,
done
that
that
works.
before. Shit.
All right, so you pull down.
That's how you lock it.
All right, so you're
I ran a spurt.
you're all watching this almost insane level of rage as Cade still just cries out about defying and lying over rum, which appears to be some sort of cardinal sin for Cade. Cardinal. And you pull, you're pulling him up. You see the body. It's a pitiful sight. You know, he had both of his eyes ripped out by Ichthys.
Deserves every bit of it.
His brains have leaked out of his head where a dagger was driven in as he was killed. He was a frail looking, it's a pitiful sight. His hair dampened in the rain, and Cade just draws him up.
It's not pitiful. He almost killed all of us. He betrayed fellow man.
I'm not making a moral
You're
judgment.
trying to make pity for him. He deserves no pity.
Okay, all right.
So I write on my parchment. Here lies the Bildred, who lied about the rum. He'll hang here from this tree until the ravens eat every crumb. And I stick it on him and let him hang.
All right. I'm not saying I agree with what you've done, but I think the role play was good. You have an additional advantage for that. Well done.
Hey,
So you all watch this. Shalelu, her head is just shaking. You even see Kib. He kind of like moves behind you, Solomon. Like he wants no part of Cade.
oh, where's my horse?
They're all here in the courtyard.
I refilled my rum.
You did that last
Glass.
time.
You did that last
Oh,
time. So.
well, they're already filled. So I drink some more. Huzzah! And fill the rest.
Amen. I close the portcullis while Cade is hanging up.
Having a
the
fit?
dead.
You're not joining in the fun.
I cannot say that I'm joining in the fun. No.
You pull the portcullis down. It drops down through the grate. You still actually see there's the rope that Caven was at one point held onto that portcullis by. This man had a very difficult end of life. And dude, it's closed.
I tried, man.
Now, the rains are just sort of steady, not too terribly stormy. The thunder seems to have stayed a bit, but the clouds are quite black. The courtyard is filling with rain.
So you
Sully, keep calm.
after the rains are gone, should we go back to Magnamar because they were who sent us here originally, or should we just go to that point on the map?
The map you have not seen yet.
Ah, have I? Did you not talk about
I
it?
have not talked about it yet.
Never mind. I don't know. So are we going back to Magnamar then?
Well, I need to go back to get my axe. I left it there for them to work on, and it's
Right, and
been
I
almost
need-
7 days, I believe.
I need a new sword.
And I can give you your Star Razor back after, because you've let me use your sword for so long since I have been without my axe that you can have this back as well.
Which one is it?
It's or the War Razor. It's the
From what's his face?
it's good. It's the little, but yeah, the War Razor. This one, the short sword.
Excellent.
Yes. So once I get my axe back, I will give you your sword back.
Excellent. I'd forgotten about that sword.
And do not forget, we have the deed to that house in Magnamar, so we
Yes.
have a place to stay.
That's very good.
So, just a reminder for all of our players and viewers, you have gone all the way up here past Skull's Crossing to Fort Rannoch, you came originally from Turtleback Ferry, the town, and of course you left the ship of Captain Cade way down here at the edge of the coast. And just reminding, just for the sake of understanding all the range here, Sandpoint, this is where you started.
Oh, huzzah, that's where.
Magnamar, of course, is where you encountered Zanisha. And so you've traversed quite a bit of terrain over the past several weeks.
But I think we should go inside. I found something in the room upstairs, and I would like to show you what I found.
Rum?
Not rum.
No, you alcoholic. Not everything is about rum, Cade. You just hung a man, a dead corpse, because you want rum, because he lied about rum.
Do you like my rum?
Do I like your rum? I mean, it's alright.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. If I had found rum, you would already know about it, trust me. I would not hide.
By the way, just a quick OC. What's so funny about this is like one of the biggest teetotalers you'll ever meet in your life. Like, she has barely touched a drop of alcohol in her whole life, but she plays this heavily drunken, rum-loving pirate, which is hilarious. All right.
But yes, so let's go inside. We'll probably need to rest here. I am completely out of spells for the rest of the stay. So.
All right. So where do you go in?
The least disgusting place here.
Probably the room where Lucretia was.
Well, so that's back upstairs. You'd have to go up 2 levels past all the bodies of the Black Arrow, which is fine. I'm not telling you what to do, but there was the main part of the fort. There are some other rooms you haven't explored, next to the walls. There was the main building as you walked in where the stew was being made, which Ixen,
Tasty.
yeah.
I will better explore since we don't got to fight anything. We're free to explore.
Hopefully.
This.
So Mymorph said you need to try Lindor Isles Black Cherry Spiced Rum. We also have Cherry Brandy and Happy Brandy. Yes, it was body part stew, Pat.
Yes.
That's right. All right.
And Kate almost ate it.
So where do you go?
I'll just start searching. I mean, I haven't been around since I've been free, so I'm gonna look around.
Okay, so you search around the fort. Again, bodies everywhere, ripped apart. These ogres, some of them half ogres, twisted creatures, did awful things. So you see atrocities, bodies of Black Arrows hung from walls, twisted and ripped apart in many ways. There is a horse stable which sits against the wall. Looks fairly dry, and you don't see any sign of danger there. Might not be a bad place to stay, but you can go into the main part of the fort. You can go into it's what you see.
Explore.
I go to the stable since I haven't been there yet.
I was gonna say, did we all see the stable or?
Yeah, so he's the one looking around, but yeah, you see him. He steps in.
I'm
yeah.
going to lead Shadow Mist toward the stable since that's probably a better place for my horse to be. So I'm going to take my horse.
I spy Irda, and I do the same thing for my horse to protect the rum.
I look at Kib and I look at the stable. I don't think Kib will fit in the stable.
No, well, not only that, you see even all the horses, but especially Shadow Mist. The other horses seem to be a bit spooked by Kib. Shadow Mist is kind of aggressive. Like he's sort of giving stance towards Kib, and he paws and snorts.
I'm going to put a hand on Shadow Mist's neck and be like, it's okay, he's friend. You do not need to worry about the bear.
He gives you the most intelligent looking gaze, which you sense a sort of suspect, that you're not the best judge of character look, but he does drop his head and move into the stable without further.
I will give you extra food tonight, friend. You have been very brave. And so I'm going to just go ahead and start taking his tacking and gear off of him and like brushing him down, and because he's probably wet, so to give him a chance to fully dry off. And
as you pull him in there, and you already know what a monstrous and noble steed he is, but seeing him inside a stable next to other horses, the contrast is he is head and shoulders above the other horses. Even with the rain and the mud, his white coat gleams You pull the tack and barding
How
off.
many gimbals high is he?
Oh God, he's like, yeah, that's a great. So he would be. His withers are 5 gimbals high.
Alright.
He's monstrous.
Good to know.
4.5. Yeah.
But yeah, so once I get him just in one of the stalls, I will get him food and make sure that he gets, extra special pets and stuff because he did such a good job protecting all the other horses.
He accepts this, but almost with an air as though it were his due.
Yes.
He just finally, yes, thank you. He is quite accepting of your attentions. The other horses go in. They're also quite skittish, as I mentioned. Kib is just trailing behind Solomon now, as though there is some sort of bond that he has made. There's nothing else in the stables. There is no rum. I'm sorry.
Should we go explore the parts of the fort that we've not seen and just make sure they're clear before we
Probably a good idea. Don't want anybody to sneak up on us while we're trying to rest.
agree?
Okay. So you stay together or do you split up?
We're always together.
Together, not splitting up.
It's not smart to be apart, I say.
Oh, you got rhymes today.
I mean, do you want me just to give you all of my body stuff? Because you're just taking my job. I don't know.
So you begin moving through different parts of the fort. As you do so, again, the same macabre scene I described. There are both of the towers on either side are empty. You find basic equipment, weapons, armor, leather armor, chainmail, nothing unusual. You see no further signs of ogres. It appears you have cleared them out, and yet with each place that you go, there's a fresh macabre scene of what these creatures have done. Shalelu, she does not even go with you. She just sits atop the grave of Jakardros, and her head is down as the rain pours through her hair. You do find a corner tower of the two that is cleaner, just a couple of bodies of black arrows in it, and quite dry.
And this is a better spot than most we've seen so far.
I agree. It seems,
But have we searched everywhere?
as far as I can tell.
Most of it.
We've searched every room.
I mean, you haven't gone up on all the parapets and walked the walls up top and all that. If you want to do that, you can, but you've searched the main structures already.
So we just take the bodies out of here and
Take this place for a rest. I think we should probably let Shalelu know that this is where we will be. She stayed back, and I would not want her alone overnight. I know she is needing some time.
She always thinks of others.
Yes.
Mymorph said, does Cade drink the rum? And Pat said, while saying, "Precious, where's my precious?"
But yes, so would you like me to help you with the removal of the bodies,
Sure.
and then I will go let Shalelu know where we are. Okay, so
excellent idea.
I will help also.
Excellent.
thank you.
One arm, do you wanna help?
I can help a little.
All right, so
Halfway.
take the few bodies out of this room.
All right, here you pull the bodies out of the room. Everyone roll d20 for me, please.
I can give you one hand.
8.
Natural
17.
one.
Natural 1, okay.
20.
17.
Nat 20?
And then now?
Hey, he learned something. Just kidding.
As you are pulling the bodies out, you do see one of the black arrows actually has a potion on his hip. You couldn't see it because he was laying face down on it initially, but it's in a flask with a red sort of tinge to the glass and a stopper atop it.
I had a 17. Don't I spy anything?
You spy Eamon pulling a potion off his body.
I'll take that into my inventory.
Okay. You pull it off his body. He was a pretty handsome man. Looked like he was in his early 20s, and his throat looks like it was literally ripped out physically, like fingers had just gouged it. Not a clean cut, but just a jagged. You pull the potion off of his body. Cade, search as you may, you find no rum.
Well, can I look for other things?
You have, yes. You find. So again, just normal equipment. You know, you can pull a few more copper, but these were poor men. They were austere. You know, guardians out on the edge of civilization. They had very little coin. You know, again, not to mix genres or mix motifs here, but think of the you know, the wall and the black. You know, those men on the wall of Game of Thrones. These were at the edge of civilization fighting. They were not. Many of them were criminals. Many of them came here as a form of judgment. Others came here as solace to escape lives.
I look for secret
Well, that
doors.
explains Caven.
Hey! Well, he betrayed us.
But I'm saying with some of them are criminals.
Well, if they betray us, we hang them.
And I think you're right. I think Cade actually did ignore. He would have seen the potion had he not been searching for rum. So soon you have it all cleared out, and the rain continues just to pour a steady stream outside. Shalelu eventually comes in, sopping wet. She's not speaking a word. She sits down morosely. Kib can neither go inside the stables with the horses, nor will he fit through the door. He is and I'll just show you, just to give you a sense of what this beautiful creature looks like and how large he is. This is a good representation of Kib. Monstrous brown bear, both the kindness of visage, but also ferocity of size and long talons, claws. I guess not talons on a bear. And he just sits outside in the rain. Still, you can sense that he is mourning the loss of Jakardros, even though he has taken to this party and bonded with you. There is a somberness to his visage. All right, you're inside. Are you resting?
Yes.
All right. As you all rest, is there a watch being taken?
Yes.
When a DM asks that, can you ever say no? Like
First watch.
And I will take the third if anybody wants to take the second.
All right, and so
The second,
Alright, give Ray a pickle.
before I rest for the evening, I'm going to clean my armor, but and study my spell book. But as I do that, Eamon stretches every inch of his body. He's just making sure he's limber.
So you see Eamon go through a ritual, which is interesting because it's both parts militaristic and arcane. He's working out, he's stretching, he's popping knuckles and cleaning armor, but then he's also researching inside his spell books. Ray devours the pickle. He was very hungry, and he taps your flask of rum.
Hey, here's a little sip.
You hold it up to him.
I do. Just a little.
He grabs it and starts.
No, I don't let him. I am holding it because I know what he is. He can be a little bit of a drunky goblin.
So the rum dribbles down the front of his little tiny jerkin, but he gets some of it down, and he glares at you balefully and points back at the flask.
Not today. You had enough.
He pulls out one of those shocking.
What?
You need to get him a thimble for
He pulls out one of those.
Nice one here, Doc.
He pulls out one of those shocking flasks he's already used on you, and he waves it at you and points back at the rum.
Put that away. Oh. He better listen to me. I've had 3 goblins killed. Don't test me.
He slides the flask back in and kind of morosely slumps down in the corner.
It's a good choice, Ray.
looking around, seeing everybody completely bloody and filthy. I'm going to cast prestidigitation on everyone
Presty.
to clean them up. get them where they are in a state of looking better. And then I'm actually going to lay out my bedroll, and I'm going to start praying to Serenai. And just similarly to what she did when she was inside the dome last time.
All right, so you all go through your nightly rituals. Yeah, thanks, Pat66. No, not getting the watch for sure. Kate does not get the watch. And so you rest. The night goes uneventfully, other than the really dark sense of what has happened in this place. But nothing else stirs in the night. So full rest, all of you get your spells back. It is not a particularly comfortable rest. You all get back 2 hit points of natural healing, in addition to all of your abilities and spells. Yes?
I have a question. My wisdom drain, that was the temporary, that's
all recovered now.
Yay!
Yes. Okay. You have your full wisdom back.
Thank you.
Solomon, me mate.
Yeah.
How are you feeling this morning?
The rain still continues, by the way.
Not that good.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Battered, beaten, bruised.
I know, but you know what?
What?
We are the Sister Slayers!
We are.
New
New statue.
Yes! Yes!
The Sister Slayers.
The Sister Slayers! We can do that one at Magnamar. We have one at Sandpoint.
big one.
Yes.
Sister Slayers, I like that. That's
So-
clever.
I have a suggestion, by the way, for the statue in Sandpoint.
Hey,
I find that Ixen needs to be removed from the statue in
Yes.
Sandpoint.
what
We can do that.
We could replace him with a ray.
With
No, he didn't do nothing.
true.
Ray's
He helped with one of the
Ray's
sisters.
still on his shoulder.
He did help with one of the sisters.
Hey, he did not belong there. He was not with us.
He
He,
didn't do
can
anything
earn a
Sandpoint.
new statue. So,
You have no idea what they're talking about.
I'm actually, while they're having this conversation, I'm actually stretching yet again. Just
he
kind of
is
shaking.
ignoring our...
So, I have a little question. So, we said that to pay for the statue, we'd give back, some of the money from our adventures, but that was Ixen's idea, and he betrayed us, so I feel like all of his ideas are terrible.
But that's actually...
Therefore, we
what
should
is it?
disregard it.
That's
Arr,
actually one
Solomon.
good idea that he had.
It's okay. It was an okay idea.
It was the one kind thing that Ixen actually managed to do at all in the entirety of our time with him.
I think so.
What if it was all an elaborate ruse?
We could have put Shalalu's head on top of Ixen since he hated her so much.
Chris, I like it.
That would be
by
awesome.
the way,
Shalelu just looks over at you like, what maniacal creature am I with?
and Irga's going to reach and pull out the maps that she found. I meant to show you these last night, but I found these in the room where we fought Lucretia. It was on one of the shows.
Now I could have found him if I wasn't looking for Rum.
Well, that's the story of a lot of times, Kate. But I pull out the 3 maps and I just show, okay, so each of these is for a different area. This one is focused on Hook Mountain. This one is focused on Viper Wall. And this one is focused on
Viper Wall.
Lurkwood. The Lurkwood one, you see, it looks very important. You see all these arrows pointing towards a spot.
Arr, what are those arrows for?
I don't
They seem
know.
to show, as you look at it, it's pretty clear to see, like, they're showing directions through the Lurkwood forest. It's a
that
fairly
looks dangerous.
detailed interior of it.
And on this Hook Mountain one, and she'll point out the fine print that's down the side. I almost missed this initially because I was looking quickly to try to figure out what everything was, but it mentions Makmorian, that name that
Wait a minute.
Lucretia mentioned.
I wrote that down
it's a
somewhere.
giant, if I remember correctly, from what she had said.
Oh, great.
That's right, exactly right.
And we have fought one giant. I don't oh, how many giants do these people have in there?
Not enough.
Too many.
We need to befriend one. Oh,
We did.
oh, what happened to him?
He's still at the bridge.
Yes!
Oh, Well, we need one to fight for us.
I don't think he likes me that much.
But he likes me and Shalelu, and that's pretty good, right?
2 out of 5 isn't.
Well, he hasn't
Terrible.
met him yet, so maybe we will make it 3 out of 5.
Would you pay?
Hey, what?
We had to pay some gold to cross a bridge. Shalelu paid a giant well and asked him to guard the path from any sinister people that were coming this direction. He seemed actually very willing to help as long as you paid the toll.
Well, like, pay for help? And passage, yeah, that seems only fair.
All right. So, you're rested. You're not all fully healed, but you are rested. The rain continues outside. It's an overcast day.
Who looks like? How does everyone look as far as I know? You look bad, Cade and Eamon.
I still
some-
lean pretty heavily against my staff.
Okay, so what I will do then is I will do a cure serious wounds on Solomon because I know he's in real bad shape.
It's like a human pincushion.
And from that, you get
Not bad. That's
15.
15 plus my level, which is 9, so that's 24,
24
points of healing.
Wow. You sense the potency of her divine healing is getting greater and greater.
After that, Solomon just goes.
Oh, he's
You're good,
feeling
you're good.
more badly.
And then I'm going to do cure moderate wounds on our new ally here.
Amen. You see,
that's
she
good
walks
too.
over the Azamar. Even as she gets closer, you've been in so many tight circumstances and combat. You're only now fully capturing how beautiful she is. Like there's almost an ethereal nature to her beauty. As she gets close to you, your own face, it's a contrast. Your own face wrapped in cloth and covering just your eyes. Her face radiating beauty and holy light as she touches and heals you. How much?
20 points.
20 points.
His head drops, as if to hide himself more.
And you sense this almost abashed, like standing next to your presence, he hides himself.
Irda being used to people either being afraid of her or very much like enticed by her, finds this a bit of a strange, it's not fear, but it's a strange reaction.
It's neither fear nor pursuit.
Yeah,
it's
so
something.
it's strange to her. She's never really experienced that. Well, does everyone at least feel up for traveling now?
Feeling decent.
Much better thank you.
You're welcome. I would like to go back to Magnamar and report what we have
Yes,
found,
yes.
since that they sent us here for this purpose, and there is nothing else
Get
here
some
for
more
us.
gold.
And I would
Aye, huzzah and rum.
get paid for our work, but I would also like to get to my axe. As much as I have liked this sword, I feel a little strange without my axe. So, I think we shall depart, yes?
Huzzah.
All right.
Onward we go.
Did
All right.
Ixon take the? I assume that my serrated blade would have had a scabbard.
You still have the scabbard.
Okay, good.
He just took the blade.
When she says the thing about her axe, Solomon looks down at his scabbard and just.
Nice, Solomon.
That's so pitiful.
Tis a pity.
Especially for the collector of blades,
Yes.
that's just an unfair consequence. All
He's
right.
lost a few.
So you head outside the fort again. All is drenched now. The soil is muddy. The rain just continues to fall in a steady drizzle. There is thunder off in the distance. Kib, his coat thoroughly wet, just sits outside forlornly, still atop the grave of Jakardros. But as Solomon walks out, he just, with a great sort of heave, lumbers up, and he kind of walks over to you with this defeated head down, muzzle almost dragging in the muddy soil. Shadow Mist and the other horses nice and dry in the stables.
Okay, so I'm going to go immediately to
Feel
Shadow
bad.
Mist.
Leaving
And-
him out in the rain.
I'm going to go ahead and put on the blanket and his saddle, and I'm actually going to leave his bit and bridle off of him,
Do you have any berries?
since I know that I really
Holy
like he
pickles.
and I are to a point where
Yeah,
we trust
like
each other, and I
pickles.
trust him to not like just go crazy. So I just put the bit and bridle in the saddlebag, and
anything
I'm
you
gonna
wanna,
let him just kind
have?
of go, and I will guide him by
Where the
touch.
stew was?
Okay. He then obviously he's so easy to guide. He almost not needing. He follows you just innately, instinctively. Hey, yeah, sorry, I don't know why our mic sounded a little bit quiet, but I pumped it up a little bit further, so hopefully that sounds okay. Everything looks good with the mic. Music should be all right. So if you have any other audio problems, please let us know. We appreciate those tips from our viewers very, very much. All right, you head out. You walk through. You pull the portcullis back up again. It raises up inside the tattered ropes. You see the body of Caven just drifting in the wind as the rain pours on it.
That serves you all right, you rum liar.
And the streak of all the note that was pinned on him is now just utterly soggy and streaked through with
Just a gray blob now.
gray blob of ink.
All that work.
It was very poetic, Cade.
I know, I'll remember it. It's in here.
Like a steel trap is.
It is.
At least there's something up there. That's good.
Okay.
All right,
So
and
I'm
so-
just gonna swing the leg over Shadow Mist and.
I get on me horse.
All right, so you're off then, and as you leave the drizzled remnants of Fort Rannick, pull it back up here again. The keep looks gray and dismal, abandoned now against the mountainside.
Oh. Could not this be ours?
I do not want a fort.
Why would you want to live in a fort in the
Is
middle
there-
of nowhere?
Is there a
As a
way?
base.
There's no rum.
I'll
Think
bring
about
rum.
Okay. In that case,
Is there a way
Oh,
we
a
can
distillery.
close the portcullis so we don't just leave this open for something else to take over?
Well, it can only be closed from the inside, but I mean, certainly someone could go in, close it, climb up the side of the ramparts. You can figure out ways to get out. Unfortunately, you don't have the benefit of Ixen.
I have
flight.
swashbuckler's grace and finesse and a rope. I
But you have
And
one
one
arm.
And one arm. We have to keep reminding Kate.
You know, I have those ghosty sensations that make me feel like I have an arm, and I'll look down and go, sort of like when he looks at his sheep.
Wow. Wow.
Too soon.
Big. Poor soul.
Ghosty sensations.
Well,
He did have teeth.
I also have a rope, and I can climb.
you can also climb.
And you have two arms, so
So
you
like
go at
Lord
it.
Forth is thinking you can use your teeth in one arm.
I'll leave it to Irda.
Okay, so I will just hop off of Shadow Mist and say, wait here, buddy. And I'm going to go and drop the portcullis.
All
And
right,
then
you walk back in, you pull the counterbalance down, the portcullis slides back down. Again, the dangling ropes where Caven once lay.
And I have my a rope in my bag, so I'm gonna pull it, and I'm just gonna kind of, and then try to get it up where I make a lasso first and throw.
all
a
right,
loop
so this is
up
not
over the-
difficult. You're not rushed. Just roll a d20 for fun. Let's make sure nothing silly happens with that one.
Okay, let's try this one. I don't want to. And a 3 is better than a 1.
It takes you a couple times, but eventually you get it up there.
trapped,
Okay.
You eventually you get it up.
She doesn't have her wings yet, Pat. Not quite.
Not quite. She is
getting close.
counting the days.
I'm so
I'm going to
close.
withhold XP just to make her wait. All right, so you easily climb back up. You throw the rope over the other side. In moments, Irda is back down with all of you. Kib and Shadow Mist just continue to sort of stare at each other. There is some alpha thing that's happening between the two of them. No overt violence, but definitely a sense of tension.
Alright, so I'll just put the rope back in my pack and get back on Shadow Mist and set off.
I look at Kib and I say, there's no point. He's beneath you.
Put Irda over here.
I whisper that into Kib's ear.
Yeah, Irda does not hear it. He was quite cautious with it. So you now set off out of Fort Rennick and heading back in the same
Finally.
path you came. By the way, we do have a giveaway today for all of our viewers. Thanks for joining us. Always enjoy the chat. Thank you so much. We're giving away this beautiful dice tray from Dragon Crafting Guild. It's a blue dragon's eye. The fleck and the glitter in this is incredible. And so we'll be giving that away in just a little bit. It's going to be a little bit shorter session for us today. But we will give that away before the end of the stream. And thank you so much. By the way, give us a follow or a sub. Thank you for those that already did sub. We appreciate that very much. And we are headed past 600 followers. We've grown just so quickly. I know that's not a lot by your Fortnite standards. But, you know,
We're not Fortnite, so
we
there
had
is
200
that.
followers back in late March. So we have tripled
Yes.
in the last 3 months, and we're really happy and thankful for all of our fans. We have the best chat, I think, in the space, and so we really appreciate all of you being on with us today. And we're going to be up on a break here in a little bit, but now the party makes their way through the woods. As you wind through the woods, again, there is the storm seems to be picking up a little bit. In its potency, winds start to blow more heavily.
Hey, this is miserable.
It is indeed. Like this is a long storm. The wind is cold. It is late autumn. So hold on here. Let's pull up.
I drink some rum to warm me up.
Shocking, really.
Irda would have put her hood up on her cloak before we.
Kind of wrong. I was looking for my lights, and I still hit the wrong button.
Did you move the buttons?
I did move the button. Smaller. That's actually my bad finger. The nerves are not as good in this finger anymore. So.
Hey, blames the
Sorry,
finger
everybody.
he does.
Wrong button.
No, it was not even the wrong button. I was just trying to change lighting that time, and I still managed to hit the wrong button. I did move the buttons. Yes, everyone was
I wish
asking.
I was on me ship right now. The storms are better on ships.
All right, so
Actually, I find
I'm
that they are
pivot this
distinctly
just so
not.
everybody gets a look.
They're more exciting.
Go ahead and arrange your minis, if you would, in your
I love
marching order as you head through.
I would be kind of front.
Which way are you?
I don't know which way is front, so I would.
Yeah,
be
so
in
we're
the
going
front.
this way. So this
Okay.
way's front.
I'm never
So just
the
put me up
front.
front.
I'm always in the middle somewhere.
Me and
I
Kid
do like to
walking.
create tension. Sorry, 888. All right, so is that the marching order for everyone? So I'll let everybody get a good look at where you're at.
Rain is a little loud, sir.
Rain is a little loud.
Yes.
All right. Oh, we'll fix
I'm
that.
not just saying.
Why does it have to start raining
I'm hearing voices
as
in
soon
the
as we
head.
want to go back to the ship?
It sounds so good in here. I don't know what. I have to figure out what's going on with that. Actually, hold on. Let me try something without changing the volume in here.
All right.
Let me see if I can drop this one. Does that help? Does the rain sound
Better.
less loud now? We'll do a quick sound check here. Thank you to our viewers. You guys are the best. I dropped it a little bit with a separate, better. Okay, good. So that helps me know I can tweak this here without, because I like the ambience that I have in the room right now and I don't want to change that. Okay. So, the party, you make your way through the forest. The rain continues to fall. The thunder blossoms in the air. Shalelu looks up and says, I do not think this is natural. These rains. And by the way, the title of today's stream, Here Comes the Rain.
Of course.
I avoided the eurythmics again. Here comes the rain again, but here comes the rain. And now the forest floor, muddy. It's miserable. It's cold.
We need to find a place of shelter.
We
This,
do.
this reminds me of the clouds that accompanied that creature to the fort before Ixen left.
Ixen, did you say? Or did you say this out
I'm
loud?
asking DM if it reminds me of the clouds.
Yeah, so no.
Okay.
This seems different. And go ahead and roll D20 for me.
I'm not having any luck rolling D20, so let's see how this goes. 7. Wow.
7. No, it just, no. No.
I used up all of my stuff on
Just know,
Tuesday.
yeah. All right, so as you make your way through, your feet mucking through the forest,
Squishy.
Kib stays close to you. Shadow Mist just seems to be dismally upset by the circumstances, shakes his withers occasionally. Everyone roll D20 for me.
They're all failing me.
Oh no.
5.
2.
20.
Another nat 20.
I'm using them all now, so
yeah.
I'm not gonna hit anything.
As you're walking, you hear heavy, before anybody else, you hear heavy footsteps.
Oh no.
More than
Like
just one set.
Like one set of heavy footsteps. You hear the crashing of branches up ahead. You catch it first. You call it soon. All of you hear the same thing.
Okay.
We need to find a place to hide. We're in no.
Something large is coming this way.
Do I see this?
Yes, you do.
There's a cave over there. I spied a cave in the rocks.
All right.
The direction of the sound?
In the direction of the sound or away.
Exactly in the direction of the sound.
Why'd you do that?
Whoa.
I smell human.
We hide behind this rock.
Yes.
Which rock?
This rock.
One
All right.
closest to us.
As you all duck, let's move it over here. You duck behind this rock. Kib, Shadow Mist. None of the other horses deserve to be shown.
look at my
Only
pretty
Shadow
baby.
Mist gets shown. You duck behind the rock, and you see a monstrous-looking hill giant come walking from between the trees. Everyone roll D20 for me again, except Eamon. You don't need to roll.
1.
2.
Natural 20.
Not 20.
A 1.
Okay.
I don't know if that does anything.
As
That one for now.
Okay,
does Noah walk by with the animals following 2 by 2?
wanna try that one?
As the giant comes around the corner, and I know this is not our best
take
mini
that.
play day. We normally have better mini play, but I really had no idea what the party was going to do, so I didn't want to set up any environments in advance that would steer them in a different direction. This giant comes walking through the forest. He looks both threatening but similarly oafish. This guy, and you see Irda, as you look at him, you see there's a head that's on his belt, and you recognize it as the head of the very of that giant that helped you across the bridge. He has been slain.
What?
The creature sniffs. Oh, the eye smells them. Boom, 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 boom. He starts rushing forward to you.
I throw a returning dagger.
Retarding dagger.
Returning.
A returning dagger.
I'm going to play my raging song.
And we will take our break right there.
Caramba.
Outstanding. Wow. Yeah, so that was
That
kind
makes
of
me
how that
angry.
all happened. And to our viewers, stick with us. We'll keep our mics hot during the break. It'll be a quick 5 to 6 minute break.
Okay.
And a reminder, as always, we do have a giveaway coming today. Our Dragon Crafting Guild dice tray. Which is gorgeous. This is new shipment from John. Really, hold on, let me get there. Really pretty blue. And we appreciate all of our
There's just some different
viewers.
What are you
ones.
doing?
'Cause
What's that?
I
What are
won't.
you doing?
Yeah, and so we have one question for you. If you're watching right now and you haven't given us a follow, or if you're a follower and you haven't given us a sub, we have one question for you. What are you doing? Come on, give us a sub and a follow. We'll be back in just a little bit as we head to break here on Blue Box as the party faces a nasty looking giant. And it is, yeah, he's not very handsome at all. And we're going to be right back. We'll keep the mics hot.
Okay.
I'm going to step up, use the restroom real quick.
But yeah, at least that gives you some options, since this one has not
You
been
can
served
chat
well.
with our players if you would like during the break.
All right.
So So let's see here. It is 1435. So let's go 14.
That's what I wanted.
42.
There it is.
So how would I identify what kind of potion that is?
Yeah,
Because
so-
I was looking through my spell list, and I don't think I have identify, actually.
It's a level 1 spell.
Yeah, it should be an available level 1 spell. So you were saying you don't have it in your spell book.
No, I'm saying I don't see it. I had to actually look it up, and it's under like sorcerers and stuff, but it wasn't under.
So like, do you have a specialized school? Did you specialize
no,
in
I
a
didn't
school?
specialize in school.
Then you should have
Arcane.
access to it.
I mean, yeah, I'm not sure.
No, you you have it. Okay,
Okay.
I'm giving it. You should have identified. That's a standard spell. It should be quite available to a magus.
Okay.
You know, start the drawing entry at the start. That might not be a bad idea.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, hey. Thank you, Proto. Good to see you today. By the way, it's one of our new followers. Thank you, Steve. I smell the blood of an Englishman. So our audio-video sync stuff, I thought I had all worked out, but I did have a reboot today. So if you're is anyone else seeing any audio sync issues? Let us know, and I can tweak that at the break. In fact, let me just go ahead and look here and make sure my settings haven't gotten changed. No, I've still got a nice. I've got 190 millisecond offset, which should be syncing the audio and video. If it's not, please let me know, and we'll be right back.
And then just, since he says you can have it, and then
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Again, Cubby.
Oh, there's
like this tattoo.
identify there. Yep, get that one.
Got that tattoo.
Whoops.
Oh.
He got that tattoo on his arm after the whole thing that happened with Vanessa and all that. So that's his tat.
Yep.
So is that what I would use to identify the potion?
All right, good, Pat. Glad it cleared up with the browser refresh.
I actually have some stuff I might want you to identify at some point, because I've been carrying around some things that, like, we were just in combat too much and then Ixon left, so.
Yeah.
But I have some curious gems that I don't know if they're special or not, so maybe. Magic user would have read magic, write, and identify in their spellbook to start with. Yes.
Which I had read.
Yes. But the identify,
It wasn't in there.
I don't know why it's not in there for the mages, but yeah, he definitely should have it just because that's part of the.
It's kind of an important thing to do if you're
A magic user? Yeah. Well, you would have to be able to identify to, like, be able to recognize other spells too.
Yeah.
Gosh, I have so many channel points right now.
Use them.
Well, I can get advantages with them.
Just give us a bunch of advantage. Well, you can give us
do
one
that
too.
one. I can wait a little longer and get a mug.
Bark, 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 bark.
Yeah, it does depend on the system, and Doggo is excited.
Just a little bit.
And first, yeah. Well, and that's the case, Captain Mymore, for most magic users in 3.5 and open source 3.5, which is Pathfinder. They have those things as just kind of the given first level spells, but for some reason the mages did not have that. But DM rules.
I just want a sword.
I know. And I will give you your War Razor back.
Not that one. Not that one.
It's serving me well.
I don't want a sword. I want my sword.
I know you want your sword.
I'm going to open a portal to Ixon's throat. That way, he just no longer has a throat. I'll open it right there. Boom, his head falls through, he's dead.
Yeah. I just owe 1750 gold for the other half of my axe.
How much?
1,750 gold for the other half, because I paid the first half when I dropped my axe off, and then I just owe the rest.
Let's see.
We're supposed to get paid
another 20,000?
I think that's what they said, but I don't remember.
Because I'm pretty sure it was 20 now, 20 later.
To clear the fort.
Because I think we all got 4,000?
5.
4 or 5,000 each, yeah.
It would be 5 each.
That's what I have now, though.
Well, at least we don't have to worry about Ixon hugging all the gold anymore. He was not an even sharer.
Let's see. And I need new armor. I don't need new armor, but I want new armor.
Well, yours is gonna need some serious repairs after the.
So
Just
like
the description, it was like crumpling around your body.
Let's see, my chest plate got crumpled in. I think some stuff on my arms is just no longer there.
Solomon guillotine spell? Yes, basically. That's the plan.
Yes, Pat.
You're gonna learn magic just for that.
I think that would be the ultimate spite maneuver for Solomon. Would be to pick up alchemy, become a better alchemist than Ixon, kill him, and then take my sword back.
I think just killing him and taking your sword back would be good enough. But yeah.
It's true. Use his own tricks against him. How does my charge work?
Right. And we're coming back from break. Oh, now the audio plays. That's crazy. I don't know what that was. Well, we can watch the video now. Since we're giving away one of these dice trays, you can check out how cool they are when they are made. Except not really. And we are back. All right, so thank you everybody for hanging with us through the break. We do have that dice tray giveaway coming up. It's going to be a shorter session today. We're not going our normal full length, so just hang with us, and we'll have that entry open up soon. We're still waiting for Cade to come down. While we're waiting for Cade to come down, let's just do a little Q&A with the players here. So, Eamon, new to the party. Let us into the character's head a little bit. What is he feeling or thinking about what he's observed? The interesting sort of eclectic dynamic of the party. Some of the atrocities that he's witnessed. How's he feeling?
I think he's definitely confused by Cade. He's not sure what's going on with Cade.
As am I, as are all the viewers.
He's intrigued by Irda because she's a healer, and he has a special interest in healers. And Solomon, he's not. I don't. Not to be offensive, I think he's the least interested in Solomon at this point. He understands Solomon's place in the party and respects him for that. But I think Irda is probably the one that he's most interested in, but because of her healing.
Okay. And obviously that's OOC, but I thought that was kind of a fun insight into what he's seeing. Solomon, tell me about what you're thinking with your burgeoning relationship with Kib. What are you feeling about it now, and what are you hoping it will grow to? Well, that sounded really bad. I don't mean it that way, but
Hey,
you know what I mean. Yeah.
What is this?
So Solomon hasn't had like a companion that he's really bonded with, I don't think, in a while. So this is for him, like in the backstory, he's always loved like bears and whatnot.
Right.
So he's hopeful, or he's hoping that he and Kib can like grow stronger together in battle and like just grow their bond and just become
And I think you're also hoping at some point to write him, correct?
Yes, 100%. Yes.
All right, Irda, any thoughts you have? I mean, this is, and we're going to get back to the role play action here in a second, but I thought it was kind of a fun time to do this real quick. She's been exposed to a lot, and she has a certain sense of dignity and honor and morality that is not shared necessarily by everyone in the party.
Right.
And she's seen some things which are recoiling for her. So how is she feeling right now? What are her thoughts?
Through everything she's been through, all the way back to her childhood, and just she's dealt with a lot of really messed up stuff and a lot of tragedy, I would say, and moving closer and closer, she had faith as far as she wasn't strongly religious, but she had interacted with clerics, and there was the various little temples that or altars that the farmers had set up, for the sake of the harvest and everything. So she had been around all of that. But through this, the struggle and everything that they've been dealing with, and just seeing what was objectively evil, being around Ixen for so long, and just other things that they encountered, it helped her, I think, find a stronger place in her religious beliefs, and that's how she drove closer to choosing Serenray as her, especially because she had been so connected to healing anyway.
I think that's so good, because I want you to repeat that and make sure our viewers caught that. And by the way, thank you very much, Pat.
No, she's not Millie.
That's funny. She is definitely not Millie for sure. And then Orion Noir, good to see you, sir. And man, he's awesome. I love that guy. We're talking all the time about new projects. But this idea of Ixen's influence on Irda, this is so. Oftentimes you see corruption, right? You see someone that corrupts another. In this case, it's the inverse of that. So for our viewers, this is kind of behind the scenes in the middle of the stream. I don't normally do this, but I just felt like it today. A little OOC to let the viewers know, why did that move her that direction?
Well, she had her idea of what she believed was good and right, and it wasn't necessarily strong, but she had a sense of helping people is a good thing, and hurting people is bad. That was kind of the just from coming from the agrarian society that she's from.
Right.
It's very important for them to help each other, and in all of that. But being around Ixen, she was seeing that he was making some very, very just blatantly unkind and cruel choices just for the sake of his own amusement. He lost in a gamble to someone, and he killed him for it.
Burned down his house.
Yeah, and burned his house down, and
killed him in the alleyway.
Killed a man who, though shady, was not evil, in the middle of a tavern where he could have ended up killing more than just the questionably moral
Broke into a house.
Broke into Mako's house, and just the various cruel ways he was going about things, and seeing that darkness start to come out, especially the way his potions were starting to affect him. And I remember after one of them, his face had kind of the veins in his face had gone kind of black, and that was disturbing to her.
He wasted me Parisian rum.
He did.
There were moments where Irda felt like she was having a good influence on him, especially when he decided to do the 10% back to Sandpoint and
5%.
Oh, sorry. The point is,
keep it where it is.
Don't be too hasty.
there were moments where she felt like she was actually having a good influence on him, and he was kind of edging away from that darkness. But there was that moment. I think for Irda, it was in the bell tower at Magnamar was kind of the pivotal
the paralysis
moment
mask
where just for fun he directed that at his ally and turned Solomon to stone, and with Solomon having been with Irda the longest and her having that connection with him that she didn't really have with anybody else, and just seeing his just blatant not caring, that was kind of, I think, between that and the moment in the tavern in Turtleback Ferry, those were the kind of the straws that broke the pivotal, heroic camel's back. And when they had that fight in the road, and she could not, he refused to really accept his faults and and accept that he had done something seriously wrong. That was the moment where Irda was like, no more. And I guess I can share this now since Ixon's switched, but actually as we were going out, Irda sent message to the sheriff in Turtleback Ferry and told him where Ixon had run
So if you were wondering for the players how the sheriff came out and found you, Irda had...
Snitches get
No, and by the way, so look, I just bravo, and this was not why I did this, but your consistent in-character work and those connections of all those threads, I've never done an OOC minor fate chip, but I'm doing it now. You have a minor fate chip. That was absolutely fantastic, and I think you bring, I've got great players. Like my Tuesday night stream, my Sunday stream, these are great players.
Proto Woot, Ixon was one of the party members.
Yes.
And then he betrayed us for a lich. So.
And by the way, sorry, go ahead.
I said a lich, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. And Pat66, you did call it first. You said he was going to be the BBEG, but it was never fait accompli. It was not pre-decided, but it did evolve over time, and it was the direction that the player character went. So, all right. So, lastly, but not leastly, Cade.
Hey!
You are really struggling with this one arm.
I wasted Mevaresian rum on an arm that I lost again. This is not going very well for me. Can I get that back?
And I guess, asking for anything deeper developments for Cade.
Not sure what you're gonna find.
Well said. All right, let's get back to the action. That's a perfect segue. And yes, we are excited. We're gonna have that giveaway in a bit. Let's get back to the fight and resume.
I throw it.
Storm darkened. Yes,
and I started my raging song. So.
All right. So let me kill the pleasant music.
Everybody
and
who wants inspired rage may.
You hear Irda's flute.
And for anybody who is new, I can do the. Okay, so.
Yeah, let's do it again. Let them see it, because it's getting closer and closer.
I'm so close. She raises the flute to her lips and she starts playing a song, and it's full of power and kind of sends everyone's adrenaline pumping to ready them into battle. And as she feels the rage of her song flow through her eyes and her aura glow more brightly with just holy warm light, and a pair of almost fully formed solid angelic wings snap out from her and spread out behind her, and the pinion feathers are gold, but the majority of them are white.
All right, so we're going to clip that one, and we'll put that on the stream or on the Instagram this week. That was awesome. All right, as all this happens,
I throw a returning dagger.
All right, let me get the rain going again here.
You got all your plus 4,
Yes.
plus 4,
Yes.
plus 4, and the minus 1.
Yes.
Sorry, wrong one there. Rain.
That's a mighty angry rain.
And as the storm rages, did Irda have a feather dance? That's awesome. And the creature rushes forward.
Great weather to kill a giant in.
And let me bring up the battle cam. All right. It comes around the corner and we go to initiative.
Alright, I don't remember who rolled initiative last.
So let's go ahead and let's restart, and let's give Solomon the honors. Since Solomon killed Lucretia,
Yeah,
Solomon,
do it.
you have the honors.
Do it.
The DM has a 6. My first initiative roll.
3.
All right.
Not even if I say I throw it real quick.
Hold on, let me think for a second. So it's rushing through.
I even said get
You
behind
saw
her.
it coming. You hid behind the rock. No, I think that's fair. You get a surprise round. All right. Yeah, I think that's right. All right. So, Cade, you step out from behind the rock.
I get my returning dagger in me one hand. I use an advantage. Thank you to whoever gave me advantages. I use them wisely. get a 20 on that.
What was the roll?
It was
Total?
it is a 19. Wait, no, on my first one, it's a 27.
27 hits.
Aye!
All
That
right.
is good.
Go ahead and roll your second attack.
All right.
No, you're doing the returning dagger. Never mind. So yeah. So you
Oh, but
throw.
I have another dagger.
It's just a non-returning one.
It's
Yeah,
a
all right, so you
non-returning.
throw 2 daggers.
I throw 2. That's right. Crap! That definitely did not hit.
Okay. All right. As the creature lumbers forward.
3. Oh! 3 plus.
Plus my 1 from the banner.
Yeah, don't forget about your banner
So
bonus.
4.
Oh, 4. I don't think I have an extra bonus on the returning one.
Oh, right, because it's just a
Yeah.
dagger, right? You don't get those
All right.
bonuses.
Cade steps out. You fling your first dagger. It sinks in. You fling your second dagger. It sails past the creature. Roll damage.
I did 3.
Oh, 3 points. All
That's
right.
it. It's like a flea biting me.
It slices off. It barely cuts his skin,
I was
and it
trying to
returns back
stop
to you.
his embarrassment. Well, at least he laughed.
You're gonna try and stop a giant with him.
And that does make him home directly in on you.
I was
Of
trying.
course.
And
He's directed towards Cade.
And he had initiative, so he's going to attack. And
Now it gets me sorted out.
The new rapier.
oh wow! First time he swings this massive club. Thunk! It's like mud splashes up from the ground. You slide out of the way, just barely grazes past your chin. He pulls it. Oh my gosh! I'm not rolling well.
Huzzah!
Cade dodges both blows. There is no hit. We're going to go to Irda. Irda,
All right.
you're up.
And Irda, with her hand, she drops from the food for a moment. She's still holding it in her other hand. She holds her hand up to the sky and she says, "I smite you, evil beast!" And so with a swift action, I'm going to smite evil.
So that's a fantastic new ability. Of course, Irda multi-classing now to Paladin.
And then since that was my swift action, I'm going to attack.
Go ahead and roll to hit.
Okay, so first attack. Is that 29 plus 30 with plus 1.
That is a hit.
Okay.
Definitely a hit.
And on my second attack, it's 20, natural 20, or not a dirty 20.
Dirty 20, that is not a hit.
Okay.
All right, so your first blow strikes, sinks deep into the creature's body. Roll
And
damage.
hold
Remember
on,
to add your
add the-
charisma bonus.
To my damage, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Charisma bonus. Okay. 12 points of damage.
Nice. All right, yeah. So it's a good, solid blow. The creature roars. "Roar! I will eat you!" It turns away from Cade toward Irda. Now we go to Eamon. Eamon, you're about 5 feet away, so you're outside of melee range, but you can close to melee range, or you can cast a spell, whatever you want to do.
I am going to cast hydraulic push.
Yeah.
I want to knock him down. He's on 2 feet. He's not a serpent
He's not
this
right,
time.
exactly. All right. And remind me again, was there a DC on that?
There is not.
So it pushes him back how far?
Oh,
Let's see.
I'm supposed to add the charisma bonus to my attacks as well.
okay.
So that would have been
Level
24.
to damage. Level to damage. Charisma bonus to
So
attack.
the 24 on the second attack, would that have hit?
That would hit, yes.
Okay, so I need to make my second attack, and my level would have been another 5 points onto the damage that I did, so
Yeah, charisma to hit, level to
that's
damage.
right. Okay, so on the other one, it would have been 2, and then 8 plus 9 is 17 points of damage for the second one.
Wow. All right. 2 massive blows from Irda. Shadow Mist comes running around, as does Kib. Kib actually leaps up on top of the rock
I say, get him, Kim!
in a massive bound. Amen.
Just says calls forth quick blast of water that knocks over and soaks one creature.
All right.
I'm trying to.
This is a giant. So
find more of a description.
Yeah, I'm going to assign a DC to this
Hydraulic
because, knocking over a giant with a blast.
There's no saving throw.
He is in the mud, though.
He is in the mud and it's wet. Yeah, there's no doubt.
Call forth you can use this glass of water to make a bull rush against any one creature object. Your CMB for this bull rush is equal to your caster
Okay,
level
so it's a CMB, exactly.
plus your intelligence, wisdom, or charisma modifier, whichever is highest. This bull rush does not provoke an attack of opportunity. Hydraulic push extinguishes any normal fires on a creature, so you could put a fire out with it too.
All right, so thank you. That's very helpful. So you throw out a burst of water. The creature slides back a couple of feet, but it's so massive, it doesn't really impact it terribly. We go to Cade now.
Oh! Huzzah! So, I have swashbuckler's grace. I climb up the rock and I jump off with my sword.
No!
Why?
DM advantage ×2.
Oh, let's go. We need those DM advantages. Thank you very much.
Did I not do a good enough job last
Rory,
time?
that might help Gimbal on Tuesday night. I don't know. All right, so wait, you're gonna. I want to make sure you're clear here. Let me show our fans. But
Cade's over there.
I know. So you're here, Cade.
Sorry.
The rock
I
is
thought
all
it
the
was
way
back
over
there.
here. No,
Sorry,
you're right here.
See,
So.
I was like this.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, no,
Okay.
you're right here.
Okay. Oh, well then, of course. I take the sword. Whoop. And let me see if I need to do. Oh, I wish I could. I need Dixon in these things. I think it's precise strike.
Okay.
So the first. I don't know if I call that out now or on the
So
second.
Vital Strike is the one you want to save for your
but
last attack. Precise
So
Strike.
precise strike, what it does is if you use a panache point, you can double your die roll if you hit with it. But that's really all that
So
it
you can
is.
use that whenever you want, but you can't combine the 2 feats in the same round.
Oh,
So if you
okay.
want to do Precise Strike, can be your first attack. Vital
do-
Strike's the one you want to save for your last
Okay,
attack.
I'll do. All right, I'm gonna save my vital for my second attack. All right. Please.
Cade leaps forward, rain streaking off his pirate body.
I hit him. But I didn't mean to roll 2. Ah, crap! I used a panache. I used an advantage.
All right. Erase the advantage. What's the
Dang
total?
it was 31.
Yeah, that's definitely a hit. Roll damage.
Wait, I get another roll.
Okay.
And I'm using
No,
vital strike.
you can't use 2 feats in the same
I
round.
didn't. I can't
You
use an
didn't
advantage.
use Precise Strike on
No,
the
I
first.
didn't. No, I said I'm not using
Oh, I
that.
thought you said you were using Vital Strike in the second attack. All right, gotcha. Go ahead.
I did. I said I'm not gonna use
Okay.
this. Oh, huzzah! Huzzah! Okay. Now we're rolling. Okay, so
Aim for the ankles.
oh, that's not the right one. There we go.
Just need to tie a rope around his
Okay.
pole.
So on this one, I get an extra.
+1
Plus one to your attacks from his banner.
Anything else?
And
then I double it
just
right
my
on the
strength
second one.
bonus
Yeah, your
from,
strength bonus because for
from
rage.
my rage.
Okay. Here we go, folks. Here we go. Oh, that's
Hey,
good.
Redbeard, you're just in time for a Captain Cade Cardinal attack, and thank you for the sub.
Wait, so that's 12.
It's the Redbeard luck.
Huzzah!
30.
30 points of
Yes.
damage.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Well done.
Huzzah! I rolled very well.
Cade leaps forward, his one arm, his nub dangling in the rain, and he pivots 2 blows. Boom, boom, deep into the creature's gut. You pierce. Blood fountains out. Along with awful, not AWFOFFAL, the scent streaks out from its bowels.
That was
And
worth the advantage.
we go
Don't
to
you know?
Solomon.
I charge at him with my longsword and I try and disembowel him.
All right, so
Can I make?
I'm gonna say, because I was kind of random with how I put these. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say, yeah, you can get there only because no one placed those minis. I placed them. I think it's fair for you to do that.
Rory just gave you an advantage, Cade.
Oh,
Oh, very nice, Rory. Thank you. All right, roll to hit
One.
Solomon.
Alright, I'm
huzzah!
gonna use Vital Strike on my
That's
second
a
attack.
smart
All right.
man.
First one, that's a
19
miss.
plus
So 20.
20.
That's it. So yeah, your first one, you strike just as the creature is bringing its club up. You see it's looking right at Kib. As it pulls the club up, your blow glances off the club. Second attack.
No!
Vital strike.
Come on, come on!
Nat 20! I should never have threatened Kib. All right, roll to confirm.
Do it.
Use it advantage! Use it!
No, he doesn't need to. He's fine. He's fine.
Proto,
He's fine.
thank you.
That's
So
at
one
31.
for Solomon, one for Ira. You both got advantage.
Oh,
for Proto.
thank you, Proto.
Huzzah!
I got a 31 for the confirmation.
A total of 21?
31.
Oh, 31. That is a crit.
Plus the vital strike.
Yep, so
this guy.
double your die. So, oh yeah, do your percentile first. 63. And then roll your damage, which is
All right,
1d8.
63 on the crit table. And let me pull that out here.
4, 8.
Okay. What was your total damage?
After vital strike, 8.
So, your crit. As you hit the club on the first blow, you see the creature turns, ready to swing at Kib. You're enraged. You actually bring your blade right down on its forearm. You feel something sever in the forearm, and you get additional damage. I'm not telling you how much, but additional damage. And the most important thing, it is stunned for 1 round. So that is a huge crit. Shalelu unleashes 2 arrows.
I feel like every crit I've gotten has stunned the enemy.
Yeah. Oh, her second one is a nat 20.
Come on, Shalelu!
And no confirmation of crit.
Oh, use an advantage!
No, that's not what I use those advantages for.
But at least she hit.
She sprouts an arrow in his shoulder, and now Kib leaps off the rock. As Kib leaps off the rock, bounds atop the creature. And I'm going to let you roll to attack. It's 1 attack. Roll d20.
Oh, I forgot about Ray.
Yeah. don't forget
It's
about
a
Ray.
9.
A 9.
Plus my thing, so it's 10.
No, it's
Go
he's got,
ahead.
no, he's got his
got
own
different.
set of advantages. Yeah, so, or bonuses.
Yeah,
The giant manages just barely with its offhand to bat Kib's muzzle away.
man.
He lands on the ground next to the giant and does not manage to hit. Shadow Mist gallops over. Let's do the same. You roll
Alright,
the hit,
so he has 2 hooves and a bite. Attack.
right?
So I haven't attacked with him in a while, so this is good. Do Kib and Shadow Mist get the advantage of my rage?
Let's say not for right now,
Okay.
but I need to look that up.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Because
I'm not-
I know it's allies, but I don't know how it affects
allies and
animals
like humans
and
are more
companions.
inspired. Yeah, it's kind of a tough thing. They're just
Okay.
say no for now.
Do Shadow Mist and Kib get my banner? Because this says symbol of inspiration to allies and companions.
I'm gonna say no to that. I think her rage is more likely. A banner, but a banner, it's a symbol. It's a human symbol, right? So I think maybe Shadow Mist could have a chance for that, but not Kib. Kib would not.
Let's see. Is allies.
Can I do
Yeah, mine doesn't
Ray?
say. It says allies. It
What's
doesn't
that?
say
Can I
companions.
do Ray this one, or do I have to do it on my turn?
Alright.
On your turn, but since you
All
mistake,
right.
I'll let you do it. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna do his bite and then his hooves.
All right.
Alright, give me a second.
Roll to hit.
Okay, for the bite. That's a
420.
19.
Total.
Yeah, the total.
Okay, yeah. So he bites forward. The giant, though stunned, staggers back, knocks his maw away.
For the hoof, he misses with an 11, and
Okay.
for the second hoof, a natural 20. So that one will hit.
Come on.
And then,
A nat 20 with a hoof.
20.
but it's not confirmed. So
Okay.
it's just a hit. So that's
3 advantages.
Oh, amen. You have 3
Huzzah.
advantages. Thank you,
Thank you.
Lori. Very much appreciated.
10 points of damage from his hoof.
All right, yeah. So the giant stunned. Even as he knocks them all away, Shadow Mist comes across with a vicious hoof, hits the side of his face because he's the only creature like tall enough. Shadow Mist rises up, strikes the giant right on the chin. You see it it smacks the side, pulls a piece of flesh away, and the giant roars in pain. 12, you said?
10 points. So
10.
damage.
Okay, we.
Oh, and by the way, because I did smite the giant once he's back, able to attack me again.
Another 100.
My charisma bonus is added to my AC
Huzzah.
because it's
Okay,
hard. Yeah,
yeah.
so my AC for him is a 32 right
32, yeah. I'm real familiar with Smite. I love
now.
that ability.
I just I didn't realize it until I just looked at it again. So it's just for whoever you have smote.
Gotcha. He is smitten. All right, no, hey, thank you so much, Camo Lease. That was for Cade. Another advantage. And now, man, Sadness. My monster is stunned, so he
Yes.
gets no attack. We'll just go
Excellent.
right back to the party.
Hey, Ray! You told me Ray could attack.
Yeah, Ray can attack. Previous round. Yeah, go ahead. All right, roll to hit. What's he doing?
He's shooting an arrow.
Okay. Ray pulls his tiny little bow off his shoulder.
Oh, he misses dreadfully.
Oh, he gets 2. Go ahead, roll again.
Well, 16?
Nope, thump, thump, both. Actually, the arrows, they hit, but the hide of this giant is so thick, they don't even stick. They just like hit and they kind of fall to the ground pitifully. You hear Ray mutter what sounds like a goblin-esque curse.
I have a question about Kib, actually.
Yes.
Wouldn't he get 2 claws and a bite attack? Because
Normally,
Okay.
yes, but he was leaping off this rock, so it was
Okay.
more of like an
I was just
all-in.
wondering if that was what
it's a
he
great
normal
question
has.
because he will normally get 3. This was like a bull rush. It could have been epic if it would have worked. It just didn't.
What kind of
You know,
potions
he will
does
normally
Ray
have 2 claws and a
Do we
bite
know
attack.
that?
Yeah, so he's got the same kinds of things,
And you can add
but
him
that's
in
part of the
there.
problem.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to make him anymore.
Yeah.
So
I
he has
know.
only the stock
And he might have
that
additional
Ixon
things
had.
that he gives
He
you, so you
has
might wanna
2
look
more
after.
of the little electric
Oh,
potions, and he has 3 more of the little fire potions. And then
Would
he's got-
electricity be good to throw in the rain?
Yes.
I mean, you can use your own logic. All right, so party attack now, and let's go back to Solomon. Solomon, you are engaged directly with the creature.
After slicing,
It's still reeling from your attack. It looks at its arm and loses a round of attack.
after slicing its arm, I go back for the chestish area.
Chestish.
Well, no, it's a giant. I don't think I'm that tall. The bellyish.
Okay, all right, roll to hit.
26.
Closer to 1?
Yeah, 26.
26.
Yes, 26.
That hits.
Yes. I should have used precise strike. I'm so silly.
It's alright.
Alright, damage for that one. 7.
All right.
And then-
so a good solid blow to the belly. The creature is beginning to flag. Oh my gosh, you guys are crushing this.
Second one
a miss.
misses.
All right, your second blow, you swing. It hits sort of flat edge sideways, scrapes along this thick exterior hide, and does not hit. Let's go to Eamon.
I'm gonna use Scorching Ray
Nice.
on him. Don't remember how I did that though.
It's a roll
Range
to hit.
attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, so roll to
It's
hit.
a range touch
roll
attack.
the hit. That's a 10. I think that's 20 total.
Plus 1 from his banner.
21.
21. Your fire, as the creature staggers, grabbing its arm where it's been slashed by Solomon, it just pivots a bit to the side. Your fire singes the hair on the creature, but does not hit. And it is now Irda's turn.
Alright, so I'm going to just go at them with my War Razor here, and I'm going to use Vital Strike on my second roll this time. So for my first attack, ooh, that's a natural 1. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll the second one at advantage.
These fumble tables are not fun.
8 plus, let's say 23 plus my
That is a hit.
29.
So
yeah.
that is, yes.
Okay.
Not a fumble.
That's not a fumble.
Not a fumble.
So yay.
Hey, Rory, I have, let's talk about that on Tuesday night. I'll give that for you. Yes.
All right, and then for my Vital Strike, which I'm doing now. That's a 23 plus my. So it's literally the
That's a
same thing.
hit?
So that's a hit.
Yep.
So I double my die for that one. So. Whoop.
I'm so sad for my monster. He's struggling right now.
I'll reroll it. I'll reroll it. I want it in the. Come on.
Yeah, I know the
Okay.
random flicker is
11.
happening.
So it's 20 points of damage. No, yeah, 20 points of damage doubled
Sheesh.
on the die. So that's actually 10. So 20. So 16 plus 9 is 25 points of damage. Woo.
How much?
25 points of damage.
25. Wow. Mighty blow from Irda as she steps forward in a rage. The creature staggers back. Hold on. Let me. By 1 point. Irda, tell me what it looks like.
Yeah!
My giant, golly, he was so much better than this. That stun just messed everything up.
All right.
Plus the twos that I rolled on his attacks. All right, yes.
Well, since I spotted the head of our little giant friend that we had made across the bridge, that made me pretty mad. So she's just going to take her sword and she's just going to swipe across his belly, just opening up his guts and letting it all spill out.
And it is an awful stench. Awful. AWFALULOFFAL. Its bowels, its entrails flow out. The creature. It looks stunned, surprised that these petty little humans actually could do something to it. It staggers back. It falls against a tree. It actually knocks the tree down as it falls to the ground, splintering wood everywhere. And soon there is but again the sound of rain.
New head for the collection.
The giant slayer is right. All right.
Cut its head off.
Go over. That's what I was gonna do.
That's three said it.
What?
I cut off the
I
head.
cut off the head.
We can both cut off
All
the
right,
head.
let's go at it.
We're literally arguing over who cuts off the head.
All right, you stand on one side, I'll stand on the other.
All right.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Why not arm wrestle for it?
No.
It's one of the sweat.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a big head. It needs double the strength.
All right, Thunk. Yes, between the two of you, you're both quite proficient. You sever the head with a mighty blow. Blood from the creature pours into the already
That's
drenched
for
soil.
taking the head of our friend Giant.
Exactly.
Use your own.
Eye for an eye, head for a head.
That's right.
I'm gonna drop my rage, so everyone loses their bonuses.
I'm assuming his club is.
Too big.
Yeah, his club is massive, way
I can't
too
use
large.
it as an arm, I guess.
No.
Alright.
Irda's gonna immediately go to Shadow Mist and just like, oh, you did so good. I'm so proud of you. And she has extra like apples and stuff in her pouch, so she's gonna give him an apple for fighting so well.
He devours the apple, but he nuzzles you. He taps your sword arm as though he's acknowledging what you did. Kib walks over to you, Solomon, and he almost looks abashed, like he knows he did not perform well.
It's okay, kid. Next time. What you did was tricky, but it looked amazing. It didn't work, but the style was there.
Style points, right?
That's what matters.
All right. What's everyone doing?
Alright, well.
I spied a cave over yonder. I see. Maybe we take some shelter in this rain.
I mean,
Agreed.
Alright.
No,
I mean, we barely started on our journey.
but it's hard walking. I'm tired.
These boots were made for walking,
Hey,
Cade.
you're riding a horse. How are you tired?
I want to be on the ship.
Well, the sooner we continue on, the sooner we get back to your ship.
Fine. We'll trudge on.
Yes.
Solomon standing in the rain talking to a bear. That's an awesome image. It is.
I will check the giant if no one else will.
All right.
Oh,
Amen.
well.
You walk over
We
again.
cut
See,
off his head.
I assumed
He's
you
probably
would-
got bones.
I assumed you check the body.
You see this sort of interesting contrast. It's a giant, and he has a giant's head on his belt. You see the head. There's almost a sweet innocence in the head that was sliced off. These eyes are large, and there's a look of surprise on it. But the spine dangles from the neck and bits of artery. But you also see there's a huge sack this big on one of the giant's
Probably all the
hips.
gold that we gave the little giant.
Oh my goodness! How did we miss it?
I'll take the
I
sack
should
down.
have sniffed that out. I'm
open
a
it.
pirate for crying out
All
loud.
right, you pull open the sack. As you look, you see there are hundreds of pieces of gold, silver,
Isn't that
copper.
ours?
There's
Some of
a
it.
lot of money here. It'll take you a while to count it out, and it's a heavy sack. Like you lift it, it's heavy for you.
I'll cinch it back up, and I'll look at Irda. Would you mind if
Don't look
Your
under
horse.
the loincloth.
would you?
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, that distracted me. Don't look under the loincloth was the comment. Yeah.
Wasn't planning on it. Would you mind, since your horse is obviously the stronger of our mounts, carry this?
Yeah.
And I have no problem splitting it with the party, but
It's most of ours anyway.
If you split it up, it'll be lighter, so it wouldn't all
So
have to be.
she's going to take the bag from him, and she's strong enough to lift it. And I'll just gonna go and
And so remind us all what your strength is.
I have a +3, so a 16.
16. All right. Well, you grab. And it's heavy for her. She grabs it, but with two hands, she's able to heft it. This thing weighs. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And she hefts the sack up on top of the horse.
Okay, but it's a little bit of weight, but I know you can do it. So, all right, we'll worry about splitting this up maybe once we're a little
Once it's not
safer.
wet.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna throw a leg over Sadomist and get back up top. You ready?
Alright, I get on me horse and I trudge on.
Our viewers are suggesting if you would have looked beneath the loincloth, there's a whole trophy there that you could have collected.
Naturally.
move on.
Not interesting.
Moving right along. All right, so for sake of time, we're going to accelerate this, and you make your way. You get to the bridge that you crossed. Here, you see, yes, as you expected, the body of the giant that you interacted with. His head severed. He's been stripped clean, and he lays ignominiously in the mud as the rain falls on his body.
So there are no sacks of gold on this giant.
No, like he has been stripped clean by the one you got.
I rest your poor soul.
He took my 100 gold.
But he was
We got it back. Don't worry.
Well, it's the premise of it.
Oh, see, we didn't check the cave.
No.
We just kept going. Okay.
Well, I mean, you can now. I mean, you're just. I mean, you didn't tell me you wanted to, but no.
I'm not
okay.
going into a
Yeah.
cave.
Well, you never know what might come out of caves. I'm not checking caves around here.
Smart.
Well, that thing's like, my friend died in a cave. Not gonna see that happen again.
So yeah, so I'm just riding.
All right.
R.I.P.
So you cross the bridge. It takes you through most of the day. As it gets toward evening, you're getting closer and closer to Turtleback Ferry, and as you do, the lightning really begins to crescendo. There is a violence to this storm, which grows, and as it does so, you see the floodwaters start to rise.
Once we
What
get
is that?
There's a
lightning, once we get
I'm
within,
gonna have a seizure.
Sorry, if anybody's prone to seizures, you might want to look away. But yeah, this is the lightning effect. As the storm rages, you get closer to Turtleback Ferry, and you can see the waters are beginning to rise. Just ahead, you do see the inn.
I want to message because we were told not to come back. So I'm gonna message the sheriff in town. And
The sheriff or the mayor
or the guy who basically told us not to come back.
The mayor,
The
yes,
mayor.
okay.
And I'm going to say, I don't know if you remember me, but we have rid ourselves of the toxic elements in our party, and we would like to take refuge in your town.
The toxic elements, I like that. This looks pretty creepy, actually. This is a cool effect. All right, so the rain now, it is clearly unnatural. The clouds roil above. Jagged streaks of lightning flash down and hit the earth. Water is flowing through the streets.
Do I
you
hear a
see-
response?
Yeah, so you see people running to and fro. Some are taking refuge inside the tavern. You see Irda's concentrating as you move in. And yes, Irda, you receive a response. It says, I am in the tavern. What befalls us? If the murderer is gone, please come see me.
Okay, so I will turn to the rest of the party and say, we are welcome back into town, but we need to meet the mayor in the tavern.
Oh, the tavern.
Okay,
All right.
let's go.
Right, let's go. Hi,
So, So continue on, and I know there's a stable right next door, so we can take our animals to the stable right next to the tavern.
All right, so you make your way into the inn, and I'll switch the view and the lighting back here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to our player-only cam while I change some of the scenery here. So we have a quick second here where we can have a bit of player chat, and I'm going to change the battle cam.
And as I leave the horses in the stable, because I remember there was the stable boy that Ixon scared, that he peed himself, and I'm going to turn to him and I'm going to say, I'm very sorry for my former companion's behavior before. I will pay you good money and as an apology, first
I
of
go
all.
with her.
But secondly, to thank you for watching our horses so well. And I will hand him over 5 gold pieces.
So he is there, and you almost sense the chagrin that a beautiful woman saw him soil himself. But as you come and speak with him, he's kind of bashful, but he thanks you. And
I'll grab the bag of all the coin from the...
I take me horse. Here, good stable boy.
Irda.
Take care of me horse.
So, I was thinking about it. About Magnamar.
Yes.
So I remember that we found the Lord Mayor's name on a kill list.
Yes.
Wonder if he's still alive. Wait, no, we solved that problem, didn't we?
Well,
He's still
we
on
think-
the list, but...
we think we've solved that problem. We shall
So,
see.
my question is, say he's dead, right? Where are we getting our money from?
Well, I mean,
20,000
there was an
pieces of
entire crowd of the city, including his people that work for him, that heard his announcement and what he was willing to pay us. So it was an open vow. Everyone heard it. We are to be paid. And if they do not, see that through, then, well, we will...
Take it.
I will get
Hey.
my weapon and we will
We
not...
earned it. It's
That's
our
right.
money.
And we'll get our statue made.
Yes.
The
Anyway.
Sister Slayers.
So,
Yes.
I've slung the bag...
Is there any... Oh, sorry.
I've slung the bag of coin over my shoulder, like over my back, so that I can bring it in, so that we can count it out and separate it amongst the party.
Oh, I'm excited about me gold. Do I see any gambling in the tavern?
all right, so as you walk in the tavern and the sound of the rain and the storm subsides in the background, but there is no music. There is no lightheartedness in the tavern. Everyone seems to be quite scared. There's a somberness. People in their cups looking around. As you walk in, you do see the mayor. He walks over, and I'm just going to grab this guy because I didn't know where you guys were going to go. This is not exactly what the mayor looks like, but it'll work. The mayor, he walks over to you. It's Mayor Shreed. He says, What happened to the murderer?
He betrayed us all, unsurprisingly.
And He's dead?
Yes.
No.
Solomon says
What?
yes. Solomon says yes.
That is not true. That does not tell
do not-
lies. It does not prove us. He is allied to a very powerful and very evil magic user of some sort, and they bound us and kept us from
yes,
being
indeed.
able to fight them, but we are after them to destroy them. Because we have no wishes to ally ourselves with evil.
What can you tell me of the fort, the Fort Rannoch, the Black Arrows? Why have they not come to our aid?
So,
Little
Funny
bit of
story.
Bad news.
there was a traitor there too. And
And we took care of him.
yes. But on the bad side, the Black Arrows appear to be no more.
They were all slaughtered by ogres. And
What?
the woman,
Lucretia?
yes.
Lucretia,
Yes.
the beautiful lady that ran the paradise.
Beautiful
The
lady.
She perished in the sinking of the paradise.
No.
No.
Lucretia was some
She
sort
perished
of...
at I don't draw my sword in the middle of the night. I point to the sword and I say she was killed with this blade and my hand.
You slew a beautiful
She
woman for
was a serpent woman.
Yeah, he's all
Don't know
right.
how you
So
didn't
go ahead and roll
notice.
diplomacy for me, please.
For me?
Yeah,
Okay.
You're talking to him. That's good.
Let's see. Skills, diplomacy. I have a plus 14, so that's pretty good. 39.
With 39.
29, sorry,
29. Okay. Yeah.
29.
So the
fine.
mayor, he sort of sinks his head, runs his head through hand through pepper gray hair. What is happening? I don't understand.
Well, should we explain? It's a lot
I
to
kind
explain.
of lean into.
You notice
ear to
how several
ear.
members of the patrons in the tavern
I don't think we need to concern such
are looking over.
passerbys with.
want them to in the
A barmaid
death,
gets close, takes one look as Solomon points at his blade, and she just kind of turns and walks the other way.
Look,
Do I notice
what he
people in
doesn't know
the
won't
tavern?
hesitate.
Yes.
He doesn't
Many.
need to know.
Drinks for all!
And
Did you knock your batteries
Huzzah.
out?
yes.
They come out pretty easy, like every time.
Maybe I speak to him quietly. He at
that-
least as the mayor of
do that
town
again.
deserves to know what is going on.
That's true, but I feel like everything that's happening is a little above his.
They still need a warning.
What do you mean? A warning of what?
Mayor, may we speak?
He nods uncertainly, like,
Okay.
aren't we speaking now?
Well,
but
I mean,
you've clearly concerned him with that comment.
Let us maybe go to a quieter spot. I do not want to alarm the...
I call drinks for all! I cause a distraction so she can go talk to him. Huzzah! Barmaid! Bar wench! Get me a drink!
There is a bit of a huzzah, but it's muted. Clearly, people feel something is wrong in the air. There's water starting to come in through the
Oh,
front
dear.
door, but they do nod. That's going to cost you for the number of patrons in here. That's going to be 6 gold. And
Solomon!
they start distributing ale through the inn. You see a haggard-looking old man in one corner here. He lifts
How much gold?
a flagon, 6 gold.
6.
Okay.
He lifts a flagon towards you, a few others. It is cheering, but again, there is not the revelry. There's no music, none of what you heard here before. The mayor moves with you over to a table somewhat away from the other patrons. You see a grave concern on his face.
Good Lord Mayor, we have found quite a bit of disturbing things through our journeys all the way from Sandpoint to here now. These symbols of the 7-pointed stars have been amongst all of the various things that we have seen, and we know that Lucretia's ship was putting this on people.
You see, he kind of
Yeah.
He pulls the arms of his cloak down.
And she just kind of gives him a little bit of and these symbols. They work together, both from men who are murdered for their greed, as well as these tattoos, to gather power for something great or force-wise that we do not entirely understand.
I don't understand what you're saying.
I told you, Irda.
Just
I told you. I thought I made it
What do
clear.
you mean, greater power?
there's something very evil
look,
at
Mr.
work.
Mayor, there are things in this world that are beyond your understanding, and this is one of them. No offense to you. It's just a fact. Solomon is just not having it with this guy.
He's kind of taken aback. He kind of glances at your sword. He's looking around the table. He just shakes his head. I don't know what to make of what you're telling me, but I'm glad you've returned without the villain. There's no one left alive in the fort?
No.
Every single creature in the entire fort is.
They were all slain by Lucretia
Didn't we
and the
find Aiden,
ogres.
though?
Well, except
Well,
for Amy.
yes, our new companion here was amongst the Black Arrows, and he had just recently joined them, from what Jacardros had told us.
Did you see any of what happened? How could the ogres have even penetrated the fort? It was impregnable.
Well, you said cave-in, but you didn't explain what cave-in did.
As you turn to look at Eamon, you notice he's actually standing even shorter than he normally is. He's hunched on his staff. I am sorry, sir, but there was a traitor in our midst, and I do not remember much because I was badly beaten during the battle, and I cannot remember, but I know that we were betrayed and they were given entry into the fort. So it took us by surprise.
He sighs. He leans back. Ill tidings and evil portents. There's no one left alive in the fort.
Not a soul.
He shrugs. He says, and the foul beast that did this.
We slayed them all.
Very dead. Most of them are Black Arrows.
It is within my power then. If you wish, there is no other point to the fort. Fort Rannick is yours if you want it.
Huzzah! Solomon.
There's just there's no joy. He's looking down at the table.
But the soldiers of Magnamar may wish to.
If they want it, they can get it from us. We'll take the fort.
Aye, huzzah! Solomon can have a fort. I have my ship.
I'll lean
have a house
to.
in
Am I close to
Magnamar.
Solomon?
Yeah, so you're right next to him. Shalelu, she's not even spoken since she walked in. She's just got her head down at the table. She's nursing a mug of ale, utterly unresponsive. But yes, you're right next to Solomon.
I lean over to Solomon. Perhaps we could sell it to Magnamar.
Yes.
Oh.
An amazing idea.
Ah,
Why would we give it to them for free? That'd be silly.
fellow thinker, more gold.
Amen,
Don't
known
we
you
want a
very
base
long.
somewhere? We could create
It's
our
in
own
the
base.
middle of nowhere. It's on the edge of civilization. There's nothing out
Yeah,
there.
you're right. We'll never go
It's
back.
in woods.
Yeah.
I also have all of this, and I just lift the bag of gold and set it on the table.
Shalelu, she looks up. You see her eyes are red, rimmed with tears. Is that all you think of? Gold and wealth and filthy lucre! We have lost so many good men! We have lost much better than you! She pushes away from the table and she storms out.
Life goes on.
She is grieving. It is reasonable that she is upset.
I get that. But there's much to do. Time is being wasted. Solomon,
Yes.
I need to take my mind off all that we've done. How about a good game?
Huzzah!
I want to see how much gold is in this bag.
Oh, I
Well,
hope
she counts.
yes.
We're going to
All
see
right.
count we play. Oh, how about you, Eamon? Are you a gambler, sir? Try your hand.
No,
With my nub. Oh,
plain no.
he's too good for us.
So you're counting out the coins, and what are you guys doing?
Gambling.
Yes. Huzzah!
All right, how are you gambling?
How are we gambling?
We're just playing dice with each other. Do you have cards on you?
Oh no, we have dice. I always have dice in my bag.
Then we're playing dice.
Okay,
They're shooting dice.
Alright, how do we play, sir?
you tell me. It's your game.
I thought you had a game last time.
I did, but it's your
Alright,
game.
we have liar's dice. Get your 6 dice out.
All right, Irda, you're counting this out.
Yes.
5.
You get through the gold
5
first.
D6s?
Yes.
You
Okay.
find there are 490 pieces of gold in
Okay.
this sack.
Wait.
You start in on the silver.
Hold on
just
just
play-
a second.
Actual dice.
You said 490.
That's so boring.
49. Okay. 490 pieces of gold. Okay.
A pirate always plays liar's dice.
I'm
by the way,
gonna
so-
divide
Never
all
played
this up
liar's
once.
dice before.
Well, you're about
But
to play.
I'm ready for the silver.
Okay, you're counting through the silver. There's a lot of it. So,
You know how to play.
Eamon, you watch this. Irda's counting out coins, putting them into stacks on the table. She set the gold aside now.
Do any
All
of
right.
the people in the tavern see her counting?
I'm gonna
the-
watch.
They do, but no one is going to mess with you guys. Like,
Anybody for a good game
there
of
are a
liar's
couple
dice?
people in here that watched Ixon fry one of their patrons to death inside the tavern. So they're, and again, there's a morose air in the tavern. Like, there's a sense that doom is impending. The rain continues to thunder. The walls of the inn are shaking. More water comes in under the door.
I find Cade, give me 1 second. I find the gloomiest looking person I can, and I get a drink. I get 2 drinks, and I sit down across from him. I slide him one, and I say,
Calculator. Where?
"Why is everyone in such a dim mood today?"
Oh, he ceases from my game. Alright,
So he walked away from your liar's
He
dice.
walked away.
I said I'll be back.
So there's a middle-aged woman.
Alright,
Go ahead.
gold pieces, sorry. Everyone gets 122.
Huzzah.
There were 1,945 pieces of silver.
Okay. Wait, so 100. What? How many? Sorry.
1,945 pieces of silver.
How much gold did we get? 121?
490.
Oh.
But that's for the total.
I'm
Yeah,
still
sorry.
splitting everything up. So, everyone gets 122, but Eamon and Solomon gets 123. They get an extra piece because it didn't divide evenly, but they each get an extra piece of silver. So 1945 silver. So that is.
Does Ray have an instrument?
No.
Oh.
I mean, you can get him one if you want, but he doesn't have one.
So
currently.
everyone gets 486 pieces of silver,
And one person gets.
and then let's give Kate the extra silver on that one.
Huzzah.
Reminder, viewers, we have our dice tray giveaway in just a few minutes.
Look at Irda splitting it up fairly, unlike that rat who used to be with us.
Curse.
And then
Cursed be his name.
okay, and then I'm ready
What
for
the
the copper
exit
now.
is going on around here? We can use his name as a curse word.
I'm sorry, you said what?
Copper pieces.
All right, so
How much extra
now
silver?
you start.
You got an
There's
extra
a
silver.
lot of copper in
one.
here, so you start counting out the copper. You walk over. There's a middle-aged woman. She's standing there, kind of swirling the drought around in her mug. What did you say?
What troubles you, madam?
Oh, nothing but a storm that's gone on for 3 days has flooded all of our farmlands. The death of the Black Arrows and the falling of Fort Rannoch, which has defended us for nigh under 4 decades. That's all that's bothering me, lad.
Sounds
Do
really
you not feel the ill wind in the air?
Well, I feel the rain, and I feel the The dark clouds, but no ill wind.
Right, you're handsome enough, but you're not going to get me with that winsome smile.
Solomon just go. All right. Well,
How much for your suit, ma'am?
She looks over at you. What did you say?
What was that suit? I would like some soup. No?
No, she's got a draught of ale. She's
Yeah.
Oh, ale!
She's swirling her mug around.
And Irda is just counting, and she doesn't even look up and says, Kate, if you want some food, you should go up to the bar, probably.
Oh, you're right.
wait. You said the storm has been going on for 3 days, right? Correct? Woman, man.
She said more than 2 days, huh?
And Ixon left how many days ago?
2. We have slept twice.
Interesting.
Aye. He left the storm upon this place.
As you're talking, the storm grows even louder. Even inside the inn now, you can hear the sound of thunder and rain. Water really starts to pour in underneath the door.
The sinking?
The woman you're talking... What's going on? What is this?
I'm not sure. I walk up to the door.
All right.
There's the windows, actually.
As you move on, you can see the lightning arcing in the horizon. Rain is pouring down, and then you see a man breaks through the door. He's breathing heavily. He probably late 30s, slightly balding pate, drenched head to toe. It's broken! It's broken! Scope with the dam! The dam is broken! The flood waters are coming! They're already... The children in the school! The children in the school! What is happening?
Oh.
And we're going to stop there for tonight.
We should have just kept going.
There are so many clues here. I don't know how much you guys are picking up, but there is some really interesting stuff that's happening. Thank you very much, everybody. Great viewership. Noah could be making 2x2, as was said earlier. And
we're going to get back to the boat.
yeah, it is. Who knows what's going on with Cade's ship right now? And I would just encourage our players, who knows, our viewers are so good, some of you may get this before our players do, but there are lots of threads that are connected here, and let's just see how many of these dots you guys can connect.
Well, how can we stop it if somebody else is controlling this?
That's a good question.
Stop them.
Yes.
And I think a lot of it too could be the why of what's happening. All right, so let me get our giveaway set up. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and do our stream MVP vote, and you know how we do that here on Blue Box. So we're going to do our giveaway by a roll off, and I'm going to have 4 winners, potential winners, 4 nominees to win. And so they're going to pop up in the chat here in a second, but let me give you, yes, dark times indeed, 888. Thank you so much for all of you that hang with us and participate and really make our stream fun. I love, love, love our viewers. Okay, so let's see here. For our keyword, we're going to do all one word, dice tray. So exclamation point, dice tray. Pop that in the chat, and you will be eligible for our dice tray giveaway. So exclamation point, dice tray. This is a beautiful one. I've got a few of his trays. This particular color of eye, it's actually a blend from blue to green. He's never done
glittery.
this before. It is. You can't really see how gorgeous and shiny this is. This is a fantastic dice tray, and we're going to give that away. So exclamation point, dice tray, and now let's go to stream MVP. So let's start with Eamon this time. Eamon, why should you be stream MVP?
That's a good question. I did check the ogre before we left.
Yes.
And I have a feeling we might have left behind a bag of a lot of money. So that's about all I got.
Well, I will.
I don't know what else.
I'll save that for later, actually. Okay, so Solomon, why should you be Stream MVP?
Once again, just another phenomenal crit against a really big target. Sliced his arm, stunned him for a while, that led him to get killed. Good role play, I feel. I've got Kib. Me and Kib are developing a little bond.
Yeah, the poll goes up once everyone's spoken.
That's why you should vote for me.
I like it. Well said. All right.
Alright, I killed a giant.
Yes.
That was pretty big. Let's see, what else? Trying to think everything that happened today. I encouraged everyone to find a safe place in the fortress to stay the night. And I had a lot of really great roleplay with Shadow Mist. And I actually was able to get our way back into Turtleback Ferry by messaging the mayor first.
Messaging the mayor, yeah.
So.
And you had made that initial connection with him.
Yes.
And you got a fate chip, minor fate chip also at the breaks. Well, all right, so Cade, why should you be Stream MVP?
I think you know why I should be Stream MVP. I took that scallywag, Cayman, who betrayed us, and I made him die a second death.
The dead body of Caven.
What?
Nothing.
What did I say, Cayman?
You were right.
Oh,
Raven.
You said Cayman, it was Caven.
No, I said Cayman.
Oh, okay, I thought you said Caven.
Arr! And then, as we came upon that giant, I said, hide behind the rocks. And I threw a dagger to try to stop him. Wasn't successful, but I tried. Then, I tried to help liven the spirits of the tavern, but nobody really was falling for it. But that's all right. Rum for votes.
And I will tell you, there was rum to be found, but you missed it.
Where?
I can't tell you that now. But
Stream MVP voting is now up, so vote away.
go ahead and vote in your Stream MVP.
And players can vote, you just can't vote for
And
yourselves.
while we're doing this,
Because we made Shalelu leave the tavern in anger.
God, so
Something Ixon could never do.
you're carrying the
But
Shalelu
we
hate.
did.
All right, hey, hit exclamation point dice tray to enter the giveaway. I'm going to start rolling these. The first eligible nominee is 888. All right, so
Okay, I got
888.
him.
That's going to go to Irda. And type exclamation point dice tray if you're not in the giveaway now. So you got lots of stuff to do here. You got your Stream MVP you can vote on, and then you got the dice tray giveaway that you can be part of. Hello, Exclamity. Exclamity, if you haven't already, give us a follow. And we got a dice tray giveaway. Hit exclamation point dice tray, all one word, DICETRAY, and you can be eligible to win this dice tray. All right, now I'm going to roll the second. Thank you so much for the follow, Exclamity. Go ahead and type exclamation point dice tray. You can be in the giveaway. Rory is our second, so you have the opportunity to roll for Rory, Solomon. So you've got Varsavir. He is a sub. Both the first two are subs. The third one, Lord Fourth, another sub. And that goes to you, Chris. You'll be rolling for Lord Fourth. And then lastly, Orion Noir. All subs. Thank you. Congrats.
Triple Eight is not a sub.
Oh, 888 is not a sub.
he's
Oh,
not
I
a sub.
think he has
He's
been
a
previously.
follower.
Maybe like so 888 then gets one die. Although we'll come around this way in case he does want a sub. We'll give him a chance.
Okay.
So we'll start with you. You've got Orion Noir,
That
and
was
You're
enough
a
for him
sub,
last
so
week.
you
I
get
think
two.
he won. So
Yeah, he's not
no
currently a
worries,
sub.
888. So you'll get
Come
one.
on.
Still a good chance. Irda's a good roller. And
Don't fail me,
Orion
guys.
Noir, we have
14.
14. That's a good roll. All right.
I just got, I think, 3 advantages.
3 advantages. Okay.
Those
Wow.
for this roll?
You can't use them for this.
And Lord Fourth already has one. So Lord Fourth, if you win, we'll get you something else. I've got some other. Oh, whoa! I had a DM cam freeze. That hasn't happened in a long time. Hang on one second. It's probably your fault. Yes, I saw that, Solomon. You did something. Hang on here. Let me get the DM cam back. There we go. And next you have
Lord
Fourth, right? All right, go ahead and roll.
18.
Oh, rats.
18 on the die. Very, very
Sorry,
stout. All right, now we go to you. You have
I have Varsvir Adventuring Academy.
Rory. You got Rory. Okay. And, oh wow, we got a tie so far on the stream MVP.
We just finished the tie, so I need to...
Okay, all right. So let's.
It's a 12.
It's a
I thought
12.
it was a 21 at first.
All right,
I remember
Lord
that
Forth still in the lead, and now we go to 888 for
If I
Irda.
can do it. 17.
Oh, 17, Lord Forth, you have it. Okay, so Lord Forth, you have a dice tray already. Do you have a shirt? And we're going to relaunch the stream MVP. We're going to get it down to just 2 so we can have a vote off between Eamon and Irda.
And this is our second one in a row that has
I know,
come down
like
to
these
a
have
vote
been
off.
two close ones in a row. So you do have a shirt. You've got a dice tray.
How about a mug?
Do you have a mug? Do you have a blue box mug? Because every viewer needs a blue box mug. And that's why we don't have a merch store here. We like to give stuff away as a thank you to all of our viewers.
I don't think the poll started. Hold on.
If you don't have a mug yet, we can get you out a mug. And congrats. So let us know in the chat whether you do or not. And we're going to put the poll back up. So you have to pick between, it was Eamon and Irda. All right. So let's go back around real quickly. Eamon, tell us again, why should you be stream MVP? Make your last pitch.
Well, let's see. I forgot about this when I made my first pitch. I did give a little bit of a hint to Eamon's past when he was prepping for the end of the night.
You did, yep.
And also, again, I searched the ogre and got us a lot of dough.
You did, all right. And then Irda, again, why? Give us something else about why you should be stream MVP as you're furiously working on the poll.
typing up the poll. Once again, I healed everyone before we even set off. Let's see, let me think. I smote the giant quite powerfully.
Yes.
With some nice RP associated with that. I'm trying to think what else. I can't think of anything else.
Okay, go ahead and kick off the second poll. So yes, Lord Forth, you can either get a shirt or a mug. If you want a different colored shirt, we'll do that. Or if you want a mug, just let us know.
Mine says poll has ended.
It's a new poll.
Yeah,
so we just kicked it off.
Well, I know. It's
The
Eamon
first one?
and Irda's.
Yeah, it's just Eamon and Irda.
But it says it's ended and I can't vote.
It doesn't? It doesn't
If
say
you
it on
close out of
this.
your Twitch or close out of your stream,
come back in.
All right, so it's early voting. Eamon 4, Irda 2. Eamon 5.
Yeah.
All right, the mug shall be forthcoming. Lord forthcoming.
Put all my dice because I have a lot of dice.
And now we're tied up 5-5. Irda and Eamon. Oh, now Irda takes the lead 6-5. Get your votes in. This is worth 1,000 experience points.
Help your girl get her wings.
It gets her closer to her wings.
I get my wings at level 10, guys.
Instead of Red Bull gives you wings.
Viewers give you wings. Hey, so real quick reminder, Tuesday night at 5 o'clock, Greyhawk Awakening. So don't miss that, 5 o'clock Central. Gimbal died. I think we've had enough time to not worry about spoilers.
Yeah, it's been basically...
He took a spear through the throat, and we lost one of our most beloved characters. Now, they are close to his homeland, and so they brought him to the Gnome Hold, where he grew up. And there is a resurrection being attempted, but it is by no means assured, and it will be a random dice roll happening live on Tuesday in the early part of the session to see if Gimbal survives or not.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Wednesday we have Lore Masters Arcanum. Every other Wednesday we're joined by Vivi.
Yeah!
We're always joined by Evelyn, of course, and so it's going to be a fun Lore Masters Arcanum Wednesday night. And the vote is 6-5. Oh, tied 6-6. Y'all are messing with me. Come on.
Again, it's tied.
And it is another tie. All right.
I don't think that's fate.
I think we're going to have a roll off then. All right. So both of you take a D20. Roll that D20. And the winner
D20,
by
which
no
D20?
means assured. That's right, Proto Woot. By no means assured. I love
I
that.
was trying to read that and figure out what he was saying. But
All right. So
use my
get your best D20. This is for
sparkly-
1,000 XP. You were both beloved by our. I would, but I don't want to split it. I want them to roll it off. So,
Ready?
oh, you're gonna steal her tray.
It's okay.
Wait, hey, you want to roll in this brand new? Would it be the first
Sure.
roll
Christen
in the
it,
brand new?
christen
You
it.
can christen
All
the tray on 3. 1, 2, 3, roll.
17.
Oh, and our stream MVP is Eamon. Is that back-to-back weeks?
It is
Yes.
back-to-back weeks, yeah.
And that's a good
match.
tray. That's a good tray. All right. Hey, thank you so much, everybody. We're going to go ahead and figure out who we can raid, but thank you to all of our viewers. You are all
Thanks,
the
guys.
best. You make it so much fun. Thanks for all the cheers. Thanks for the bits. Thanks for the subs. Thanks for the follow. Big heart out to all of our viewers. And let's see which of our friends are up and streaming right now. And again, don't miss, say a prayer for Gimbal. Garl Glittergold might be one to pray to. There are some other gnomish gods.
Might have to use that D20 more often.
And let's see here. We have, wait, is that a rerun for Fabled 42 or are they live? Can you tell? Can you double check? I don't want to rate a rerun.
I will flip out. Let's see, Fable 42.
It looks like they're live. I think they're live. All right. So, hey, if you have not checked out Chris Solo, DM Solo, he's
Rerun.
great.
It's a rerun.
It is a rerun? Okay, never mind. It says live on my channel preview.
But
That's so
for
weird.
me, it says a
Yeah,
rerun.
okay, I'm glad we did that. All right, so hang on. We're not going to rate a rerun. Let's do...
None of our
None of
friends
our
are
people are
live.
no, and I'm not going to send you guys anywhere I don't know. So we're just going to kill it there for tonight. Thanks again to all of our viewers. Thanks for all the cheers, the subs, the following, and the chat, especially. The chat really gives a lot of life to the campaign. We appreciate it. Thank you to all the players. And just our sort of a quick wrap up. Anybody have any theories on what's happening here?
Ixon hates Turtleback Fairy, so he killed he blew up the dam to
So you're placing the blame at Ixon's feet. All right. I like that. All right.
Or
Other
the
theories.
giant.
My theory is that we picked up one of the 7-pointed
The
amulets,
Sihedron runes,
and they've talked about, the
about
power
that
being
new
drawn,
one?
and we picked that one up, and it's come back, and you're getting more and more in the same place. I'm kind of wondering if the power is
And there's a bunch of
getting
people
greater
here with
because
all
I had no idea
we've
that before you started
consolidated all
talking.
this.
Interesting. Okay. Any other theories?
And there's the giant, Makmurian, so he might have something to do with it.
And I'm trying to forget about the whole thing
as it's happening.
and trying to gamble my worries away.
All right. Well, we shall see. Tune in for this stream next week. And then the following week, we will be off. But I'll post all that on our Discord and our IG. But
Oh,
we'll be...
I'm gonna put Discord creds in
Yeah,
here.
pop the Discord creds. If you're not following our Discord...
Come join us.
Yeah, I like Rowbeard, but I don't think they're actually live right now, Orienwar. And I noticed they're one of the faster growing channels as well. It doesn't look like they're live. No, I don't think any of our friends are live right now. But thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you on Tuesday night, 5 o'clock, Greyhawk Awakening. And this is Blue Box signing out with a big thank you. Oh, by the way, if you haven't followed us yet or you haven't given a sub, we have one final question for you. What are you doing? Blue Box